Banana, tasty banana, squeeze the peel, it comes in denim. I need banana, tasty banana, squeeze the peel, it comes in denim. Squeeze the banana, okay, squeeze the banana, yo. The banana, my home, tasty banana, squeeze the banana, okay, squeeze the banana, squeeze the banana, put banana in my mouth, I need banana, tasty banana, squeeze the peel, it comes in denim. Squeeze the peel, put banana in my mouth, squeeze the banana, okay, squeeze the banana, squeeze the banana, my home, tasty banana, squeeze the banana, you robust, squeeze the banana, squeeze the banana. Put banana in my mouth, I need in my mouth, I need squeeze the peel, I need in my mouth, I need squeeze the peel. The banana, okay, squeeze the banana, yo, squeeze the banana, my home, tasty banana, squeeze the banana, you robust, squeeze the banana, squeeze the banana, comes in denim, 672 to $6.72.
Quite frankly, those people who make that shit up should be sued. They should be sued into oblivion. But I'm not a rich man, and I don't have the means to do it. You know, some of that stuff out there has been insanely damaging and messed up, the things they said about me and my family. That's completely false, and they have absolutely no factual corroboration for any of it. I'm a dunce. I'm a dunce. Yes, that's true. He's a pedophile. He's a racist. He's a sexist. Yes, that's true. I smell. I'm a dunce. Offensive, egregious cross-dresser. Yes, that's true. Gifted a body that has a lot of shortcomings, okay? Yes, that's true. Bad back injury, a severely herniated gout. You? Yes, that's true. Most days like gout. Oozing with grit. Act like an ass. He's a racist. He's a sexist. He's a scammer. He's this. He's that. Yes, that's true. I'm a dunce. I'm a dunce. Yes, that's true. They completely
It's time go, my children.
soaked the sandwich in sauce.
Yo!
Yo! Juicy, tangy, moist, gourmet level burger.
That's robust!
Safe to swallow. Juicy, tangy, moist cheeseburger. Getting all over my face. Gourmet level burger. Tangy zip, barrel, moist burger. Yummy and robust. Yo! I have gout. Gout is a disease that makes my acid levels much higher than most people's. And so if I eat certain foods, my acid level elevates, skyrockets, and then I get all giant swelling and incredible pain in my joints. So I'm gonna eat this burger live with you today and share what I think about it. I'm sure people are gonna be
Okay, last one.
about it.
Yes, everyone, yes. Hello, my children.
Big ups to your dad. oh my god, what's the new ridiculous thing that Darkside Phil did in his gameplay today? I can't wait to get to the channel and see. You know what I mean? That's one of the running things I had going. You know?
Let me tell you something, brother.
How do I top what I did yesterday? Today was something else stupid that I said. I can't go back in time and change what I did. All I can say today is I'm a different guy today, and I'm sorry for how I behaved in the past, because I look back now and I cringe how bad it was. Laughing my ass off.
Yes, everyone. Hello, my
I'm not the same guy I was 5 minutes ago. I've changed. Okay, let's get this started. Freddy, roll my intro, boy. Roll the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the chocolate starfish.
Ah, yes, everyone, yes. Welcome, my brothers. Peace be upon you. Yeah, this is a stream. We're gonna be restreaming Chill and Phil. Let's move on to this layout. What do I want to say? Yeah, I was watching the Dick Stroke and Phil vlogs version of the interview.
When can I get the guy action figure? I need
When? There's gonna be only one. There's gonna be only one. So when you can get it, it's gonna be announced. We're gonna make it public when it's finished, obviously. Because Gundam needs to print it, Darksea needs to like actually make it. And we can actually go on Twitter and see the progress with that, because that figurine is so fucking good, my guy. It's so fucking hot. I'm probably not gonna be able to find it here, but I think I shared it. There it is. There it is. This is the current progress. Look at this hotness. Look at this. It's so fucking good. Fantastic. Outstanding. Will Darksea release the files? I guess we'll need to come to some kind of a conclusion about that. I don't really know. You can ask him. You can tweet at him or like message him on Discord or something. But this is a fantastic figure. There's going to be only one. And it's going to be done for Jasper's Angels. What else we got? What else we got? I guess that's it. Yes, that's true. Oh, yeah, as I was saying, I was watching the Dick Stroke and Phil version of the interview, and shit was fucking good, man. It's so fucking hot. It's so funny. But it's also like the actual highlights. There's not too much shit posting, so it is really good in that regard as well. What did Phil do? Oh, yeah, he did the fucking thing, man. He did the Wings of Redemption reactathon thing. It was so bad. Wings restreamed him. He got like 3 to 4 times the amount of money that DSP got. DSP was salty about it. We can actually check out a clip. I think I had seen some clips. So yeah, so this from 2 days ago. Let's see. Yeah, I think there was a more recent one. What happened with Duty? I think he got strikes, but I don't really know. I think he mentioned something about it. This is from 2 days ago. He wants Wings to debunk things. So there's no clips of this here. Who did I see uploaded a clip of it? Who was it? Admit right now. Like a Dragonician was also a weak stream. So yeah. I did watch Tevin's version of the reactathon thing. It was really obnoxious, man. Oh, Snort Burnell has it. Yeah, I constantly forget about Snort Burnell. I don't know why. I should go check it out. But let's go over a summary of this, because I'm not gonna be watching it and reacting to it. So first in the beginning, it was like just like boring and really slow, and then it was kind of DSP giving dad level life advice to Wings, and advice that he himself doesn't follow. And then in the end, it climaxed in this weird fucking segment rambling about
Ridiculous to the point where it's like, oh, they're gonna possibly get healthy. No,
yeah, he was rambling and ranting about the boxing match between two grown men, and because they're fat, I guess, and they're gonna die. So if they box each other for less than 5 minutes, they're gonna die on the spot, because Phil, he's great. And yeah, that was about it. And somewhere in between, he had food, I guess.
Can't remember.
Sucks.
Did he eat food? Yeah, there we go. He ate food.
Maybe.
and it was delicious. I don't even know what he had, but it was great. Yeah, it was generally, yeah, he was basically trying to tell him to stop improving themselves because when they tried in the past, it didn't work. This is Mr. Constant process of change, right? And he was trying to tell him, oh, so what's the big deal of them trying to improve themselves? It's not like it worked last time. They tried to lose weight last time and that didn't work. So why would you try it again? And get $10,000 for it and get a burst of popularity. And I don't know, get the spotlight on you a little bit. I'm sure they don't take it like super seriously. So yeah, I think they're pretty fine with doing it. Again, yeah, the Dick Stroke and Phil vlogs thing is great. It's a lot of fun. It helped me watch the interview again. I got to this part when Keem actually joins the call. It helped me watch it again. And man, every time I sit through it or some version of it, whether it's somebody talking about it or I talk about it or I watch like highlights of it, it's so underrated how much they fucking destroyed him. Like I still can't come to terms with how much they violated this dude. And he didn't even know. He was in denial for like 2 days. And then he kind of snapped out of it and was like, dude, they fucking violated me. So, what did DSP say in chat? He's shitting on some dude and told him, now relax, LOL. So there we go. There we go. Today I have some plugin for YouTube so I can actually boost the guy's volume with one single click. I don't know why I didn't get it to begin with. So, yeah, outside of this, that's it. Someone made GTA in 150 days. That's fantastic. And, yeah, I mean, that's it. He did have some, like, weirdo segments. Oh, yeah, I said Snort Burnell. I fucking forgot everything. I don't know why. Snort Burnell. So let's see those clips, huh? I'm playing hardcore for you guys. Producing a lot of salt. I didn't see this. I'm sure somebody watched it yesterday, but the clock changed and now this is like 1 hour later, which is both good and bad. So, I don't know. Something. Drama reaction is dying. Oh, this is from the thing. Okay, so this is from the Reactathon event. Let's see this real quick before the dude actually goes live.
I think it was because Wings was restreaming it earlier.
Right now is going to be
So, yeah, a quick recap, I guess, as far as I know. DSP invited Wings to be in chat so he could add his own perspective and tell him what the truth is about the documentary. Wings didn't want to be in chat, so he just restreamed him instead, got more money, and that got Phil to be salty. And Wings was also bored, from what I could tell. But there are not a lot of clips of it or videos of Wings restreaming DSP because he privated his stream.
disgusting.
It was absolutely disgusting. I wish I could see it. But I watched the Tevin thing. That was pretty good too.
Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
And by the way, thank you guys for supporting here. If you're not aware, I know many of you are just coming in now. I see some of you are just joining the stream during the food part. It's been very slow. I don't know what happened. When I do these long form
It's been very slow.
I think it was
Yeah, bro. So it doesn't really matter how much he made. He didn't make a lot, and then he ordered food, so you know he was fucking salty. Oh, Shinko has it. Yeah, I know somebody on Twitter sent it to me, but I was already watching the Tevin thing, so I decided it's too much bother.
By now and supporting. There's still a lot more coming.
Oh yeah, and DSP didn't want to mod Wings because that would open Pandora's box. That would be like disastrous somehow for Wings to be a mod in Phil's chat so he can bypass the sub-only mode. It's fucking ridiculous, man. It's literally like lolcow business.
3 hours on the stream.
And DSP is the one doing the lolcow business. It's not even like Wings. Wings just fucking sat there and watched some DSP and was bored and got some money for it.
Coming up
It's
tonight.
DSP that's doing these fucking stupid like car salesman tricks.
Okay.
And they didn't work.
People are saying he made a lot of money. Good for him. Maybe that's what it was. See, people, you gotta understand something. Okay? You gotta understand, people, I swear they don't know what they're doing, right? You gotta learn how to string people along. It sounds like people went in there and they dumped a bunch of money on Wings. He's like, okay, thanks, and he left. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? You know? What do you think was gonna happen? He's like, thanks, stupid, and he left. So, you know, You did
Thing's
exactly what he
stupid.
probably wanted. That was his intention. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't go over there and dump $400 or whatever it was on him, he probably would still be there right now. Well, I swear, people
What?
just fall for the trap, man. It's
He
just
can't.
like,
He can't accept. Oh, and now we're gonna talk about the side scrollers. He can't accept that he's boring, bro. Because I watched by accident, Wings reacting to DSP watching down the rabbit hole on Wings, and Wings was so fucking bored, and he was pointing out how many pauses there are and how bad the pacing was and all that shit. And just watch this.
fucking side scrollers.
Side
They are,
scrollers.
right now, the side scrollers are carefully milking my entire detractor community for money. And the detractors are so fucking stupid they don't realize how badly they're being milked. Like a big fucking ripe cow. The teats are getting fucking milked like high heaven. And the detractors are so stupid.
They're so stupid. The dude who thought that they gave him a super fair shake, as it was, and then 2 days later was like, wait, they exploited me. He is not the stupid one. The people who think that those guys did a good job and they send them money saying, hey, you guys did a good job. Those people are stupid.
They're
They're stupid. But because he's completely forgotten about the concept of people giving you money to reward you for something that you've done that they like. He completely forgot about it. Even though that's what he claims he's all about. You guys don't have to give me money if you don't like my streams or to spite the trolls. You just come here and hang out. You can give me money if you like my stuff.
keep talking about Phil every day. All right, we'll keep sending money. They're gonna do it every day until you keep sending money. I mean, how dumb can you be? The day you stop is the day that they stop.
Well, they stopped.
Oh my god, he's drinking donations.
This is a new one.
If really does he
Drinking donations
his only value is that
from the sperm bank.
bills? What? That's not even value.
Oh yeah, and that was relating to a clip of Wings saying, "I feel like the only value I'm bringing to the world is paying taxes and paying bills." And DSP went on a long tangent, being like, "Oh, you should like. I'm not like that. I have a beautiful wife and a cat and this and this and this." It's so like silly. The whole thing was like, as every react, is DSP making it about himself, but pretending like it's about something else that he actually cares about. He pretended like he actually cares about Wings, a dude who he admits is beneath him.
You're sitting there next to a woman who supposedly you love, right? And the first thing that comes in his head isn't, my value is to love this woman and take care of her for the rest of my life. No, my value is to pay bills. Like, this guy seriously needs fucking help. He needs help.
He needs help. Help him. Help him, Phil. Help him. You're in a position where you can help him. Why don't you help him? Why not?
He's sitting next
He needs help, but I'm gonna watch a documentary about him that places him in a bad light. Yeah? Are you helping him? Is this helping him? Bringing up his past drama of a dude accusing him of being a pedophile.
to someone who's
Is
supposed
this helping him, Phil? Or, oh yeah, your words are supposed to help him.
to be in love with for the rest of his life and love and care for endlessly. And she's supposed to love him back. And the only value he thinks he has in his life is paying bills. Why didn't she say something either? Like, no, Jordy, you're so much more to so many people. I love you. You're my husband. You have to understand what is going
You
on
have no idea what you mean, Jordy.
here. Oh my god, man.
I need my boyfriend.
One person, a well-known one
Oh,
at
gee, look
that,
who it is.
was-
It's
Oh,
everyone.
I'm skipping this, bro. This fucking Akeem Star segment, I hate it. It's so fucking obnoxious. It's the same thing he always says, okay? It's the same thing. It's always the same thing.
This didn't happen, correct?
I'll be the
Correct.
guy.
Oh, hold on.
Okay, it's all fucking make-believe, right? There's totally not evidence of him being a piece over and over and over all over the internet. It's not, I'm not watching it right now unfold live, right? This was doctored. This didn't happen, correct?
Correct?
I'll be the guy on
Level 1. I love this one.
here. Then be a king.
I think I was even live during it. It's one of my favorite ever segments. And this was, I think it was the day he rebranded his podcast. And he just turned the camera on and you could see a bunch of boxes of like a PlayStation and a fucking Nintendo Switch and an Xbox behind it. It was so funny, man. It was pure gold dust.
I would never want to be a Keemstar.
I never want to be a
I wanna
Keemstar. I want to be on level
challenge
1.
you to not block anyone. Let anybody say anything in the chat.
Oh,
You know,
this
if-
is a great idea. Okay, here's some life advice for everyone out there. Okay, I mean this now. I'm going to give you the best advice you can ever get. I want everyone on the internet and everyone on this planet to please listen to me. All right? For just one moment. And
This was a mega cringe segment, by the way. I'm just warning you. What you're about to see is... I forgot the quote. Very disgusting.
ever don't listen to me ever again, that's cool. But please, for one moment, forget all of the things that are said about me, all the horrible things. Just listen to Phil Burnell. This is not even Dark Side Phil, it's not a character. All right?
But I was never a character. I was always just myself.
Please listen to me for one invaluable second. Are you ready? Whatever Keemstar says to do the opposite.
And this is, though, a guy who, like, whatever he does, you should do the opposite. So, like, by double opposite, we should do what Keemstar says. Because Phil says something, you do the opposite of that. And he says to not listen to Keemstar, so you should listen to Keemstar.
Okay? Whenever he tries to give you advice, decline it. Whenever he tries to interject himself into your life in any way, shape, or form, run for the hills! Get the fuck out of there! Alright? It's the worst possible thing you could ever do to yourself. Please name one singular person on planet Earth who has outright bettered themselves by involving themselves with Keemstar.
I think Tevin pointed this out, but I guess the people who work for Keemstar and work with him, because he has employees that he pays, I think them, probably, you know?
I will wait for your answer.
He's gonna wait for your answer.
You know.
Okay, let's skip this. I hate the Keemstar segments. They're always, literally always the same.
Toxic idiot.
If they break YouTube's rules by saying something racist or something like that, of course you have to block them, right? But for someone coming in hating on you, talking crap about you, making fun of you, right? No block. Let people get it out of their
have you ever
system.
seen
Wait,
my
this
chat?
motherfucker is still not live?
The guides on it. It's,
Oh no, he's live. He
you
just
can't- it's not
glitched.
even- you can't even consider it chat no more. It's just a moving blur of wall words.
I just don't get it, Wings. Around the name Wings of Redemption is a fucking circus. Why are you not monetizing the circus? It makes no goddamn sense.
It has been a bit inconsistent, with Jordy at times turning subscriber mode on, but for the most part, it seems that he's taking Keem's advice to some extent.
Are you guys aware of what's about to happen with this man? He is about to be engaged in a boxing...
Oh, and there we go. This is trash.
Alright? And guess who's running the event? I mean, I'll give you one fucking guess.
John
Who's
Cena,
running the event?
Vince McMahon.
What is this? Can we be honest about this? Alright? Let's be very honest about this situation. Okay?
Let's
This
be
is
honest.
Another attempt to capitalize on this man's misery, to capitalize on the trolling that this man has received, alright? And to bank on it.
Okay, he's making some bank out of it.
I don't know if they're true.
Bro, like, you realize all he gotta do is go there and fight some dude, and not even like fight him like a street fight. He's gonna fight him with boxing gloves for 5 minutes. That's it. That's it. And then he's gonna get 10 grand, which for me seems like a lot of money, and for Wings is most probably a lot of money. And if it's not a lot of money, it's still some money. And they're probably gonna get their plane ticket paid for by fucking Keemstar, and they're gonna go on a nice little trip to, I guess, London, if Lotion up in chat is correct, but wherever it is, it's some venue, and a lot of people are gonna see them, and it's gonna be this thing that's gonna boost their popularity. It's not really that big of a fucking deal, especially nowadays.
That apparently
And this dude is making it seem like I don't even know what, man.
he's not even getting paid that much for it, which was baffling to me. You know, I've heard at first everyone was saying he was getting paid like $50,000 for it. In which case, all right, I can understand. That's like maybe
50K is way too much, dude.
But now I'm hearing things as low as like $10,000.
Okay. I mean, I know this is not a lot for Mr. $5,000 business expenses. I know it's not a lot for him. It's 10 grand.
To do a boxing match. Now you've seen the
For
documentary.
like literally to go there and just flex a little bit. And fucking take photos with people and fucking pretend to hit somebody.
Along with me, correct?
They're
We've
not
seen-
even doing like a wrestling match. They're just gonna punch each other with boxing gloves on for 5 minutes. They're not gonna last more than that.
together. This man
On like some undercard of an event where a lot of bigger people are gonna be there. That it's gonna bring eyes to them when they need eyes on them.
is not in a healthy state.
Bruh.
Keemstar agreed with me on a stream a little over a week ago that this man is not in a healthy state. Neither is Boogie. These
They
guys
are working to a better state, and that's a motivation for them.
healthy. And
Right?
they-
It's a better motivation than anything else they got. Because they don't really have any motivation to improve right now. Except this, because this is a possibility. This is an opportunity. And at this point, they gotta take any opportunity they have.
because they need money to fight each other. All right, this is ridiculous in my opinion. This is absolutely positively absurd. It's incredibly
absurd.
irresponsible. Now we're getting to the point.
And he gotta fucking grandstand and pretend like he gives a fuck about these guys. He gives a fuck about Wings and Boogie.
Where it's internet trolling is one thing. All right, that's one thing. Then it escalates to the point where you get the cops coming to the house. That's another thing. But now you got to the point where you're putting these people into situations that could potentially be life-changing or life-threatening. And that's where I think the line has to be drawn. Okay?
Oh yeah, I saw the Sunny V2 comments. I mean, the Sunny V2 videos, they're not the most researched ones. They're not the best videos, because he puts them out like weekly, and he feels like he has to put it out. So not all of them are great. They're good if you want like a quick recap on some dude's drama that you don't really care much about. It's like, it's good filler stuff.
I mean, oh, I'm a laughingstock and I choose to be a laughingstock. And now it's obvious some people just don't have the ability to make good judgments. And you prey on that. All right? This boxing match is ridiculous. It's absolutely, positively awful
Why?
for these men. And it is 100% predatory.
Oh yeah, Christian is out of jail, apparently.
I equate, this is my
Allegedly.
opinion.
This is my opinion. You can
is
disagree.
equivalent of bum fights from back in the day.
No, it's not.
Someone would have two bums who needed money on the street and toss them a little money, fight each other.
No, it's
They
not.
record it and toss it on the internet and sell it, either through the website or they make tapes of it. It's a modern day bum fight.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
Something that's healthy. This is not something that's going to benefit either of them. They're going to get short-term gain of a little bit of money. That's it. All it's going to do is exacerbate the problems and possibly make it even worse. It's that bad of a situation, in my opinion. You can disagree.
You can disagree.
It's potentially dangerous. It's to the point where one or more of them can get hurt, and I'm worried.
He's not fucking worried. He's gonna act like he's worried about these two dudes on the internet. He's worried. If you're worried, why didn't you reach out to them? But instead we're doing this. If he's worried.
Look in the mirror for a second and stop believing your own.
Hey Wings, come on my show, man. Let's think about something. Maybe we can raise up that 10 grand so you don't have to fight. That's what you would say if you were worried. If you were worried, you would propose something that's constructive and not just sit there and fucking toot your own horn.
Lies.
Or whatever that figure of speech was.
Too much.
You know what I mean.
The exploitation of these people on the internet is too fucking much, and we're
It's
not
too
going to
much.
stand for it anymore.
So what are you gonna do about it though? What are you gonna do? Ramble?
How can you support that? Two men who are unhealthy are going to try to do a physical activity where they're hurting each other.
They're not hurting each other, bruh.
Of who? They're each getting paid a little bit. It's going to be everyone else who profits off of it.
He's acting like it's fucking Mike Tyson out there. It's Boogie versus Wings. They're not gonna end up killing one another. Bro, come on. They're hurting each other. He's acting like they're gonna do like 450 splash off the top rope onto like steel chairs in the Spanish announcer's stable where Keemstar is gonna be at, because I guess he's Spanish.
You know what I mean? It's absolutely ridiculous. And the other thing that I hear, which I think is absolutely absurd. Oh, well, don't you understand that Wings and Boogie are gonna they're gonna go on a health journey. A health
Yeah.
journey.
Oh, this is great.
Make themselves better for this. Have you not watched the documentaries with me? He's already been on a health
You
journey.
see, it didn't work.
He failed it.
He failed it, so you can't try and improve again. This is from Mr. I'm 41 and I'm still improving on saying racist jokes. Every once in a while I would say it, but you know, I'm changing, dude. It's a journey. It's a health journey. And now we're to live Phil. Let me boost his volume a little bit. So that's how we do here. And splash on the cinema mode. Let's enjoy. But if you start talking about his health journey, what are we doing? Why are we running this again? Oh, this dude is so fucking stupid, man.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Level 1 podcast.
Phil's upset
How are
because
you?
he doesn't
Welcome to
understand
the
the
show.
concept of bettering oneself.
Welcome to...
He understands the concept of talking about it, but not actually doing it, like with a lot of stuff. He's all talk, zero walk. Like Rob on Wheels.
entertainment news as a whole. I can't wait to talk about some stuff today. Some big topics to discuss today that are going to affect the content here and all over the internet, quite frankly. It all kind of had a big explosion of stuff going on in the last 24 hours. So,
Stop bringing up his shirts. This is not that bad, but it looks kind of raggedy.
discussion for sure.
Like it's loose in a weird way.
Not much to talk about.
And he's gonna talk about his Twitter checkmark. I hope you're excited for that.
And the like, and other days we just do Q&A, but today we've got a lot of discussion about things going on. So I'm excited for this, and I hope that you are too.
Yeah, this soundbite, the bars clip has the N-word in it, and I couldn't stop it because I pressed on the play the whole thing, so I couldn't actually stop it.
Although admittedly,
But it was like in a nice way.
gaming realm, really.
It wasn't
That
insulting.
happened this week, I
It
would
was
say,
like my friend,
so far as
my
Resident
buddy.
Evil 4 remake. It's been kind of dead, you know, but it looks like things hopefully will be picking up in the next few months in the realm of games. This is the opposite of last year. Last year, around this time of the year, oh my god, it was like within a 2-month time span, there was like something like 10 to 12 major game releases. Things, you know, Elden Ring was one of them, obviously. And then all these other...
Oh, he's gonna be crying about fucking
game announcements, and now
games
it's
not coming out.
dead. Very, very dead. It's weird how it goes like this, peaks and valleys.
Oh, we have these talks every
If there's
like
is this the calm
2
before the
months.
storm, where all of a sudden we're gonna
It's
get
like there's too many games, you guys. There's not enough games, you guys.
6 months.
We have to play Elden Ring Daggerfall.
Maybe I guess we're gonna see. It is that
He's not gonna play any indies though. He's gonna bring up like games from 20 years ago. Not gonna play any indies.
Releasing all data on their new games and the like. And in line with that, today we've actually got updates and news on E3. We got a major update on the new Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom.
E3, you know, being dead
10-minute
because
gameplay
Ubisoft
breakdown
pulled out,
by
and basically everybody's gonna pull out and have their own event.
talk about that this morning on the podcast.
I loved E3 basically.
Interested in my
I
thoughts
loved
on
it.
the new Zelda.
Reminds me of the
I
good
hope
old days where
not.
everything was simple,
Well, what's your problem? What's wrong with you? You should care.
and I didn't have to pay my bills.
Why not? Why don't you care about the news? It's Zelda.
And I could just complain about the video games that they showed at E3,
Anyway,
and then pirate
so,
all of them.
Welcome everyone. How are you all doing? What we should probably do is we should start with the schedule just to get it out of the way. You know, a few quick updates on things here and there, and then jump right into this very big chunk of news to talk about today. It's going to be the majority of the show, I feel. 'Cause we
Big
have so
chunk
many
of news.
topics.
He's gonna complain about Twitter taking away all the check marks and making the.
Today,
They're gonna make the for you feed be filled with only check marks.
which I've liked the first
Literally.
hours of the game that I played for
So
sure.
that's gonna be ass.
This version
Every
of the
month
game
is the
is
slowest month
much
in
better
games,
than
dude.
the Wii trilogy version that I played
Every month,
ago.
unless it's Broketober. If it's Broketober, it's the best.
Motion controls.
No joke. It's the best, but it also kind of sucks because there's too many games.
Updated. Visually, it looks pretty decent.
Big up
Not
slogan.
amazing or anything, but it's decent. And the controls are so much better on this guy. It's just way more fun of a game now. And I'm happy about that because I do feel like maybe my first experience with the game many years ago was held back and hampered by the stupid motion controls. I'm so glad we are out of that era and firmly into, hey, controllers are rad, bro.
Bro,
We're using controllers for like 5 years because everyone wanted to do a motion
controllers are rad. Who says rad?
So I'm excited for today.
Controllers
However,
are rad,
being
bro.
honest, it's not really catching on with my audience, which is interesting.
Oh,
because
no.
when it was
They're gonna
announced
beg
that
about
Metroid
money.
Prime Remastered was shadow dropped on that Nintendo Direct several weeks ago. A lot of people were screaming for me to play it right away. There was a vocal minority of people saying, hey, drop everything you're doing. Forget about Hogwarts. Who cares about Wolong? Who cares about all these games? Just play Metroid Prime. And I was like, now, wait a minute. You gotta understand, I'm a variety content creator, and I already
Allow
got
me
a
to explain.
schedule. If I just start dropping games or pushing games to the side,
For clarification purposes, no.
you know, these are playthroughs that have tons of hours into them, or have already been promised, and you're gonna upset a lot of people. You can't just drop everything in order to play a game like this, especially because it's a game I've already played, right? It's not like it's a highly anticipated game or anything like that. And I said, I'll play it as soon as we get time in the schedule. So let me finish up the projects we're working on.
The
and I'll-
projects we're working on.
I do
He's
it
the
all
project manager.
you know?
And also a team leader.
Like the playthroughs caught
And
on.
a development leader. And a product owner. He's everything in his own company. He's everything.
Not a lot for a
He has a
bigger
lot of
company, at
hats.
least. And on top of that,
No pun
take a look at
intended.
the playthrough and the parts
Pun
it's
intended.
like, ouch. Like, seriously, and I'm not exaggerating, okay? I'm going to hit refresh here. The playthrough right now has parts that are from last week
Oh, now we get a channel audit. I usually do that, Phil. Stop stealing my bars.
So what that tells me...
Stole my whole
people really
flow,
care about
bar
Metroid
for
Prime
bar.
Remastered. So I'm gonna chalk this one up to it was a vocal minority of people.
Hey, I'm the Mr.
But sadly,
laugh at you about your
I
views,
didn't
not
really know
you.
that. I thought maybe there was a big chunk of people who wanted this, and that's why I bought it and I'm playing it. Now here's the good news.
He's not Mr. Views anymore. He's Mr. Low Views.
Playthrough. It's fun and chill. It's a good time. I'm enjoying the game a lot more than the first
Just
time
like
around.
he used to be Mr. Money in the Bank, and now he's Mr. No Money in the Bank.
That's the good thing. It's not like I'm playing it and everyone's bored and we're falling asleep. No, it's not. That's not the case. We're actually enjoying the game and having a good time. So as long as that continues, I'm okay with that. Now every game's going to be a giant, you know, popular situation. Certainly I was intending this would have been more popular because it is a main daytime stream game, but you never really know. You know, you never really know what's going to happen. What I would say is, for those of you who are going to be here for the Metroid Prime playthrough, please, if you can keep that level of engagement up, and yes, if you can support those streams, that would be great. I'm not making anything on this playthrough on demand on YouTube when I'm bringing in like 200 views a video. All right, 10 cents a video.
Mr. Pity.
It's like, you know, for me, I hope the streams do all right.
Wait, he's doing it for charity?
This playthrough is pretty much wasted time.
Streaming for charity. He's wasting his time.
Anything new in the game I never saw before.
So
you know?
hint, I need your buy-in. What happened with buy-in?
But at this point, I already bought it. I'm gonna keep playing it. We're 6 hours in.
You know, you never really know. That's great, man.
Something like that. So if
Big
that's
ups,
the case,
Mike.
after today, we should be more than happy.
You know, you never really know.
Right? Which is fine. If
I
I'm
talked about his shirt already. I don't think it's the worst one, but it's
it'll
kind of
give us,
weirdly loose.
ample
But
opportunity
it's also not like super tiny, so I don't mind it.
worry about, oh no, it's so long, I'll be playing it for a month or anything like that, right? So, you know, there you go. Now, it's funny because people in the chat are like, oh, you should have just played it right away. Again, that's not how it works. They shadow dropped it.
They shadow dropped
If
it.
they had announced Metroid Prime Remastered is coming out, you know, on such and such a date, and I could say, oh, okay, are you guys interested? And if people were interested, I would have worked it into my schedule. They shadow dropped it. I was already in the middle of multiple playthroughs that you guys had wanted to see. Now, you're already complaining that I'm already backlogged on playthroughs, like you saw how long Hogwarts Legacy was. It was like 45 hours, you know? I can't just stop to put in another game. That's just not how it works. People just, no matter what, people are going to be upset. You know
That's true.
Just dropping anything to just starting up a game. And by the way, it would have been a waste of time too, because here's what would have happened. I would have bought it and played it like one stream. And then after that, it would have been like, okay, when's the next time Phil playing a game? Oh, in 3-4 days is the next time he's playing the game we want to see. And everyone would have been upset again. So it's kind of a lose-lose situation, just being honest.
Just to remind
when they
everyone,
shadow drop games,
who's
it just
now
doesn't
on
really
record
work for someone
defending
who's...
2 PDF files, one being Wingo and another Derek. What a meaningful content creator, Droob.
Sure, dude.
Content creator with a schedule. Does it work for a casual gamer who just, you know, you just want to play stuff whenever? Of course it does. Because this is like, oh, good. I have nothing better to do. I came home from school or work. I'm bored. Let me just play this cool new game that just dropped. But for someone who's actually maintaining a schedule of content, it actually makes it harder, you know? I definitely wanted to play it as soon as it came out, and I was in the middle of too much other stuff. So I am going to continue to play it, but we're going to balance it. It's not, you know, we got a lot of other stuff coming up, including Ask the King, my birthday celebration, and other things that's going to kind of spread out gameplay coming up. So by the time we finish it, you know, I'm curious what the next game is going to be that we're even going to play. In April, I don't think there's anything going on with new releases in early April. So it might be
I don't even know. I don't think there are.
Jump into Elden Ring, and we do that.
Oh, there is Dead Island 2 is coming out.
Between New Game Plus and
Dead Island 2.
Metroid Prime Remastered, but you guys wanted me to play
Unless
Wolong.
it gets delayed again. I'm not going to be surprised.
There's no way I'm jumping into Elden Ring right after Wolong. So, I guess
Let's
we'll
actually see.
Oh, excuse me. We'll see what happens. But I like the game. So again, thanks to those who are showing up, who are attending, engaging, and supporting the Metroid Prime streams. It would be great if you could keep that going, because I really like the game. I'm happy to be playing it. I'm getting a better respect for it now, because I'm playing it with the intended control scheme they were supposed to play the game with to begin with, not the stupid motion control nonsense that, in my opinion, makes it really shitty. Okay? So, I hope that you guys will continue to show up for it, you know? It does make me worried when you look at the views on demand. You're like, oh my god, like,
Hey,
no
there's the Star Wars Jedi Survivor. But that's like late April.
I think we just got... Didn't we just get the...
It's like
we got the
April
Wave
28th.
Cannon, and we got the ability to see in the dark. And we just went through this big area fighting enemies in the dark. That was very challenging. And I think now we're going to be heading over to... I don't remember what's actually that. I'm trying to remember, actually. I don't remember what's next after that segment. So, I guess we'll try to figure it out today. Okay?
I guess you're going to find out when you play the video game. That's kind of how it works.
And then we have to backtrack to some of the areas where the wave cannon will open them now.
Sure. Yeah, this is still the schedule.
So that's today's main gameplay stream. Now later
We need to get it out of the way,
We're
dude.
gonna go back to Oblivion, which I'm excited, man. I love
Why is he still playing Oblivion?
for 3 months. On and
He's
off.
been playing this for like,
At this
what,
point,
like
Oblivion,
4
I think
months?
We're over 40 hours in.
I don't know. 40 hours. Wow.
46 hours into Oblivion. Holy moly!
It's
gonna
so
be a long
bad.
playthrough. We haven't really focused on the
hate
main
it.
story yet. So Oblivion tonight, 6:45 p.m. Pacific time.
At least he leveled up his lockpicking.
In the Imperial City and beyond. I think what we're currently doing is we're trying to gather enough Daedra Hearts and or Vampire Dust so that we can gift it back to the Mages Guild and get back into the Mages Guild, which we got kicked out of because we assassinated someone that was in the Mages Guild during one of the other guild quest lines, which gets you kicked out.
Cool story,
Now we
bro.
get back in so we can resume the plot line for that guild, and that's what we're working on. I hope you guys will help me out with figuring out other places to get those resources tonight so that we can get back into the good graces and continue with the quest line. There you go. So that's today. Today is definitely going to be a chill day. You know, between Metroid Prime and Oblivion, that's a lot of laid-back, chill content. That's a lot of opportunity for us to discuss and interact and have a lot of social interaction. As opposed to when I'm playing a harder game, then I have to really focus more on the game, right? Thank you, Green Goblin. Green Goblin says, I like your shirt. Yes, my legacy shirt, man. This was
Yes.
a long time. The block
The
shirt.
great shirt.
All the way back in the day when I started playing Street Fighter 4 in
everyone, yeah.
2009. That's when I got this shirt. Blanca was my main character back then in Street Fighter 4, and a fan made the shirt for me. It even says DSP on the back.
Oh, yeah. Get up. Get up.
DSP.
Yeah, look at how badass this is. This is pretty dope, I gotta say.
Pretty damn awesome,
shirt
isn't it? It's
finally
one of my
fits
favorite
him.
shirts.
Yeah, it
ever.
fits.
Favorite gift
Still.
I ever got from a fan.
It's not bad.
And to this day, it still looks really
It's
awesome.
actually an actual custom shirt.
Was 14 years ago when he got me this shirt. I'm gonna wear this till it falls apart. And so far, it's
Like
pretty-
all your other
No,
shirts.
it's an amazing shirt, right? Very nice. So, that's today's streams. Tomorrow we will swing back to Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, I wonder if that guy still likes DSP.
Salazar Castle. And we're 10 hours into
Maybe
the
he
game.
wants the shirt back.
Remember, Salazar Castle.
Hey,
is
Phil, I'm a troll
in the
now.
game. So
I
I'm
want my
wondering
shirt
if
back.
It's gonna be like another 10 hours. This is gonna be
It's
like
a chargeback
playthrough.
t-shirt.
If that's the case, I'm totally cool with it because the game is great. The graphics are good. I love the way they've remixed the game and added new areas and changed the combat. Is it very challenging on hardcore? Yes, it is. But we're toughing through it. We're persevering. It's working out. You guys are liking it. You're watching. You're supporting. It's a great playthrough. I can't wait for more tomorrow.
Has he been failing a lot
Tomorrow night, to end our streaming week, it'll be more Like a Dragon Ishin.
in Resident Evil after the first one?
Chapter 10, and we're doing a lot of exploration and side content because
Because the
chapter 10 is
first,
the last
like the
chapter.
first episode was a
Side
disaster.
content, exploration, and side quests.
Oh
We're getting
yes,
to chapter 11.
yes.
It's basically
Yes,
like non-stop
everyone, yeah.
3+ chapters of
Very
story
good.
until the end of the game. So that's why I wanted to get as far as I could in the
It's gonna
story.
be a good. This is how you don't play.
We continued on with the main
He
plot
steps in all the bear traps.
tomorrow night. Now I'm not here on Thursday.
Just to see if they
but
work.
on Friday.
We
it
gotta
is
beta
the
test the
third
game.
my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, but for the first time ever, Ask the King will be airing over on my sister channel,
The
DSP
sister
Reacts.
channel.
So, if you like that kind of content, me reviewing stuff, me reacting to clips, reacting to long-form documentaries, and doing Q&A stuff, please head over and subscribe to DSP Reacts. That's youtube.com / at DSP Reacts. All right? So Friday, that's the main stream. We are going to have a level 1 podcast here, but then we're going to go over there for 3 hours. It's Q&A. So if you haven't posted up your questions yet, what are you waiting for? Here's how you do it, okay?
Bro. Like, why would people give a fuck about asking him questions that they get long-winded and inconclusive responses to? Just ask him a question in chat. Tag him, tell him he's fat, and tell him his wife looked like a horse or something. I don't know. Why would you bother doing this shit?
And if you didn't post up your questions yet,
If you didn't post up, what are you doing? I can't pass you the ball.
Questions that I answer on that long form Q&A show are from the members. So I already made a forum post here and on DSP Reacts just a day ago that said, hey guys, reminder, here's the thread, post up. Please do if you haven't yet. If you're a channel member, take advantage of that, okay? And then the day of, I'll typically take some questions from my Twitter at @DSP.
Why doesn't he rebrand the show? Because nobody made him a new layout, I guess.
Those other 2 sources.
Nobody says, ask the Phil.
At patreon.com.
Or I don't know. Inquire Phil.
$20 pledgees over there get their questions answered.
How would
for
Ask the
sure
King be
at
called?
length on the show? Okay, there you go. So please consider becoming a member. And if you haven't asked your questions
Phil.
yet, the more
Ask
questions
Phil,
I
I
get,
guess.
better
Ask the guy. Yeah, ask the guy.
I'm excited for it.
Petition the king.
That'll be the main stream on Friday. Friday night, the late stream will be more Resident Evil 4 Remake. I'll be playing that on a late night stream. Then on Saturday, it's my weekly react show to clips. It's DSP versus the internet. We're again channel members over on DSP.
There's some synonyms of ask.
Clips for me to watch. And you know, we
Merriam-Webster.
all over the internet.
Interrogate Philip.
Okay, so then Sunday will likely be the next day that we play Metroid Prime Remastered and kind of pair that with Oblivion, and then we'll alternate for the rest of the week between Resident Evil and Metroid, Resident Evil, Metroid.
Query.
What I'm thinking is, we may actually start finishing
Query the king.
games. Like maybe we'll finish Metroid.
No, we need to cut off the king
by the end of next week, in which case maybe then we have to discuss what's the next game we're going to play. Okay, now the other thing is my birthday celebration.
Inquire the monarch.
It is going to be a marathon-style event where we're going to be doing a wide variety of things, including a schedule update where we're going to go through all the gaming schedule for the year, look at all the releases and the release dates, and figure out what games I'm more interested in playing, and basically update the calendar so you guys know what games I'm going to be interested in. That's number 1. Okay? Number 2. Obviously, I'm going to have a piece of birthday cake.
Oh, delicious.
Pretty exciting.
Is Cat gonna make it?
Some food and have a meal together.
We're gonna have a meal together. When he says we're gonna have a meal together is so bizarre. It implies that we're gonna be eating too.
Sitting down on the website Tier Maker and doing some live rankings together. And I'm excited for this because this sounds like an interesting idea where we can rank things like video game genres, movie genres, food. Live. And I'm sure people will be arguing about what's better, what's worse, and rank it officially for like a birthday special event. And then on top of that, someone had some other ideas I wanted to run by you guys. They said, man, if you like Tier Maker, there's actually a few other services similar to that you could do live on a stream as well. One of them is called Trivia Creator.
What?
Listen to this one. This allows you to take quizzes on various topics, even has a multiplayer feature. You could eventually
Bro, we're not doing this. He's stupid, my guy.
Similar to like Jackbox Party Pack.
Ah, yes, Jackbox.
You could just play it solo and answer on behalf of the stream chat. It could make for an interesting new interactive segment on your streams.
Oh yeah, because he doesn't have to actually answer. He can just look at chat.
Anything you guys like?
Trivia.
There's another one called Bracket Fights. Listen to this.
Oh, and Bracket Fights.
Allows you to interact with tournament brackets on various topics, such as best video game, best movies, etc. Each round, you have 2 choices, and you must choose a winner. And then the winner moves on to the next round, and so on until the semifinals, and then the finals, until ultimately you come up with the winner for that tournament. That sounds interesting.
I mean, it's not a bad idea, but
it's
it's bad you doing it because it's stupid.
During the event,
it's gonna be stupid.
All right, but then in addition to that,
it's like, just imagine it. I don't even have to explain what it's gonna be like. Just imagine Phil doing it.
Random characters from all over the place.
Just imagine Phil doing anything. What is the chance? What is the likelihood it's gonna be stupid? It's like over 85%. And the 15% accounts for if he's gonna get like a copyright strike or gonna get banned during the duration of that event.
That's a pretty.
That would make it interesting.
It's a big variety of stuff we'll be doing. Okay, I'm sure there'll be Q&A. People will be talking about my birthday, ask me questions. Oh, and by the way, during that day and that day alone, if I get big contributions, I'm going to be taking a shot of the gin that the Dutch brothers donated to me.
Oh yeah.
Care box, which is.
Oh, bro, this is the bad idea. But also he's gonna lie.
Norwegian? I can't remember. I think it might have been Norwegian beer or not beer. Norwegian gin.
And it's gonna be bad because his birthday is the time he's gonna get the most money. Last year he made a bajillion trillion dollars.
I can still do the stuff I want to do.
And he's gonna make a lot of money for these shots. So in the end he's gonna stop like actually taking legit shots.
People are trying to remember.
It's a very bad idea.
When it showed up, it was Netherlands.
DSP, just chill. You're gonna get a lot of money anyways. You don't have to drink.
Friday, April 7th.
You're gonna get a messed up eating birthday cake like he's some girl at a sweet 16 birthday party.
People would like to see. Okay, and then
like the makeup all dripping like cat's makeup. Now that's a visual.
Being something like a new game plus run in Elden Ring, and or it depends on what other games are coming out in April, which we won't know until I go through the schedule. So we need time to go through the schedule to really answer that question. Okay. All right. So that's what we're going with for now. Now, a couple other quick things. As you can see, we have a daily goal for members. This is something new that we've done for this month. I would argue.
Yeah, it's time, Jin.
This month we only had around.
That's how Jade is gonna pull up. It's time, Jin, Phil.
Pretty good growth.
Pretty good growth.
It's not bad at all. And the good thing is, as I told you guys, for these new goals that we're doing, there are no goals. Essentially, these are daily goals for growth.
So there are goals. There are no rewards, is what you want to say, but you don't want to say there are no rewards. The reward is that he's happy.
Back when these memberships expire, but for the
We
most
can't
part,
say there are no rewards. There are just no goals, but there are
the
goals.
other good thing is, there's no right? We're already doing the Wednesday event.
It's like such a fucking DSP thing, bro.
Long form React at the end
The
of
most
April.
DSP
It's locked
thing.
in. So because of that, it's not like, oh, we're really relying on member bombs, and we're really relying on this. We don't have to track it.
But why are you mocking it like it's a bad thing? You used to do it literally last month, my guy. And now it's being mocked like it's the worst thing ever. Because he learned. He has
I
changed.
actually feel this month was a lot nicer.
But I
We
changed.
didn't have that kind of fucking stress on us every day.
I'm different now. I changed. I'm not the same guy I was yesterday.
Have to do that this month. And for the most part, it worked out. You guys supported the channel. All right, it would be great today. Another full day of streaming. If we get, another 7 members by the end of the day would be outstanding. Whether it's people becoming a member for the first time, renewing a membership, or maybe gifting a membership to someone on the chat. Member bombs. Yes, gifted memberships are available, and they're a great way to give to the community as a whole. Okay, you guys know all the benefits to being a member. Chat crown badge to show how long you've been a supporter. Highlight.
You know all the benefits? That's why I'm going to tell you what they are.
Being able to.
You guys know everything. Now listen up. The benefits are as thus.
Priority for Ask the King, which we already explained. Priority for other special events. And we were discussing this yesterday. This is an interesting discussion. Someone threw this idea by on yesterday's podcast. They said, hey, Phil, for your sister channel, DSP Reacts, would you consider
The sister channel, it's like a company. It's a sister company.
the live streams over there?
He runs 2 businesses now. He has 2 jobs.
To be watched for members only. Because here's the thing. Right now, the way that channel works is I do a giant stream. I do a 3-hour stream of DSP versus the internet every Saturday. On Sunday of this week, I did the giant long-form React to Wings of Redemption. That was 5 hours. Plus, there was a food, vlog. And,
Now, this is not a bad idea.
this Friday.
It's actually not a bad
My
idea.
Q&A show. That's going to be
Because, of course, somebody else gave it to him. Big ups, Kofi Jack for the sub, dude.
Video, about an hour each, and I space it out over the course of the week. That way, in any given day, only about 1 or 2 videos a day release. That way, it's not like the channel is completely flooded and inundated with new videos, and people would complain. And that formula, I feel, is working. That's what everyone else does on YouTube, by the way. So I'm doing stuff a little different over there than how I do it here on DSP.
Wait. So now we're doing what everybody else does? Now it's good?
Some people are like, man,
I thought they were
I'd
trash.
like to watch the entire thing right away. I have 5 hours today to do nothing. I want to watch your whole thing. Well, right now you can't do that. But people toss the idea, hey, what if you become a member on DSP Reacts if you make those archive streams members only to view? I was like, that might be a good idea. Something to try. Maybe something that would entice even more people to become members if you have access to that content immediately, long form. Right? It won't be broken up. There won't be timestamps, but at least you'll be able to watch the whole archive stream right away.
Why won't there be timestamps? Please tell me why. What is a good justification not to spend 10 minutes making timestamps? I've made timestamps for 12-hour streams, and it took me no more than 10 to 15 minutes. Legitimately. Because it's not fucking easy.
I will try that.
You click on the time bar, and you see where something happens, and you just write it down with your fingers. It's really not that fucking hard.
I'm going to try that this week. So that's everything going on. Please consider supporting this channel today, maybe becoming a member. Of course, as you know, I'm a crowdfunded individual. All right, I don't have any sponsorships.
Crowdfunded individual.
No ads.
No ads, except for me.
No plugs. Instead,
no plugs, except for me.
So, if you could support today's stream via a membership, a super chat, a super sticker, a tip.
A tip?
Gifted membership, all that stuff.
Aren't you more biased if you're promoting yourself? That's literally more like shilling because you want to benefit directly. Unlike promoting fucking Raid Shadow Legends. Something you get literally told what to say about.
Could support the playthrough, that would be amazing. Okay?
This was literally how much? Like a 5-minute plug, and then we're like, there are no plugs.
There you go. So before we get to shout outs, guys, we got a ginormous news segment.
Oh no.
Are you ready to get into the news?
I don't even know which segment I hate the most.
Right.
They're just all bad. Except when he rants about drama. That's my favorite segment.
So,
but it's not like scheduled. It always just kind of happens organically because he's very positive.
Let's see here. Let's start with... How about this news story? Listen to this one.
Listen up.
Members of the U.S. Congress
Oh no.
pressing to take action on PlayStation and Xbox console competition in Japan. Here is the story. Sony paid third-party game publishers
Suck a dog off.
include access to content, negotiated exclusivity that prevents popular video games from coming to the Xbox. Now, isn't this interesting?
No.
Isn't this interesting, this story? Because all we've been hearing for the last year is how Sony is so staunchly against Xbox purchasing Activision Blizzard. Because they feel that if Xbox purchases Activision Blizzard, I should say if Microsoft purchases Activision Blizzard, what's going to happen is all those games like Call of Duty,
Oh my god, we get this segment on an
Blizzard
almost daily
titles and all that
basis.
would be exclusively under
It's so
PC
obnoxious.
and Xbox only and would never hit Sony consoles. And they're arguing, oh, this would be just a giant blow to Sony and it would really skew the competition for games and it wouldn't be fair. It would be an unfair market practice, right?
And
But here
always,
we are,
the bottom line when he talks about these things is like, well, I guess we don't know, dude, until it happens. So why keep reporting on it, moron?
Saying, actually, it's been Sony who's been the one creating the unfair business practices for the last decade or so when they keep paying money for these timed exclusives, extra content, keeping games off the Xbox. They've been doing it all along. They're the ones now bitching about Microsoft wanting to get a leg up when they're literally...
Just call them a bad company already and move on. Move on to the next company you're gonna call bad, which is Twitter.
It's kinda like,
Rightfully. If I gotta be
well, it's
honest.
all about hypocritical, all right? Now, it's actually bipartisan, this effort.
This is not really even a Yong Ya segment. At least Yong Ya opens up the article and reads it for you.
Both sides of the
At least he
political
does you
line
that favor.
are investigating
DSP just like interprets the article with the ability of like a chimpanzee with a concussion.
a monopoly
And then you
situation.
leave
This is the way the
knowing
game
less
So-
than what you walked in
I just
knowing.
find this fascinating because out of nowhere, it seems like everywhere around the world, all those governing bodies that were anti-Microsoft and saying, oh, Microsoft shouldn't go through with this Activision Blizzard purchase, changed their mind on a whim. Like all of a sudden, oh no, we agree now. UK just did it, Japan just did it. Everyone just said, oh, we're all okay now. Go ahead with the purchase. And then while that's happening, now our government's investigating.
And now we're just putting words in their mouth, doing weird faces.
really weird how
They
this
say
all-
like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa," and then the other company says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa,"
very suspicious. Like
and
maybe-
then Microsoft says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa." Huh? Clown segment.
That's interesting.
This is the news now. I wish this was the actual news.
To the story, like the government's actually going to go
Well, I
after.
guess like the government, they're introducing a legislation that I guess something's gonna happen, but we're not gonna know until it happens. Back to you, Tom.
Here's an interesting story for all of you. You ready for this one? As of January 1st, 2024, Steam will officially stop supporting the following operating systems:
Good.
Windows 7, Windows 8, and Windows 8.1.
Okay, good. They're not supported anymore.
Steam client will no longer run on those versions of Windows.
Yeah, sure.
Guess what? That means I'm not using fucking Steam unless I upgrade my PC. Because I run on Windows 8.1. I'm still using it. You know? I mean, yes, it's a legacy version
Sucker.
of Windows, but it's stable. it's consistent. It's reliable.
What do you mean? So is 10.
To upgrade to another version of Windows when my system works.
What
So
a
why are
fucking
you forcing
idiot.
me to upgrade to run
They're forcing him to. Bro, you're not running Steam.
client that just accesses PC games. What it's saying is, it's not saying,
'Cause the-
oh, you can't run
The
PC.
operation system doesn't have support
You
anymore.
can't run the client.
Bruh, it's outdated. Time to upgrade,
How
Phil.
stupid this is.
Time to adapt.
Okay.
It's not
The
stupid.
game will still run. That's okay. But the client to access the game will not work. How does that make any fucking sense?
Bro, Windows 8.1 support ended January 10th this year.
Heard. Now here's the thing.
It's time to move on.
A lot of people talk about how my PC's outdated. I got this PC in 2014 when I moved here from Connecticut. Okay, I've used
And 7 ended a while ago.
And the only problems I'm having is every once in a while I get a little bit.
It's time upgrade. That is right.
For the most part, I've never really lost.
It's time upgrade.
Content I can get it out of an archive stream or whatever. It's not the end of the world. So, for the most part, it's pretty consistent. And since I upgraded my visuals, my lighting, and all this stuff, there really is no real need right now to upgrade my setup. The capture device, everything's been upgraded. Everything's working nicely. Now, I'm not saying I don't want an upgrade. I do want an upgrade. I want a better PC. I just can't afford it. I can't drop $2,000.
That's why he was wanting for somebody to go out of their way and give him $2,000. And Rich wanted to give him a PC, and he said no.
Maybe we could start the discussion.
And then the pay pig pulled out because he realized, hey, this dude actually doesn't respect my money because he could have got an actual PC
pricing of all these components and
for
everything
free.
has dropped massively because now I guess the whole crypto market crashed and no one's really caring about using these things to mine crypto or anything anymore.
To mine crypto.
Prices have dropped and it would be a lot more reasonable to do it. Okay. But I guess what we'll see is maybe later this year we'll talk about it. But for now, I'm in no urgent need to upgrade my PC. It's running fine. There's no problems with it. Okay? So I'm sticking with what I got. And if that means if I don't upgrade my PC by January 1st next year, I can't run any games on Steam. Well, when was the last time I ran a game on Steam?
Well, why are you crying about it then? In like 2015. Why are you crying about it?
I don't even know. Years?
Okay.
I'm not a PC gamer, so it doesn't
But
really...
he just called it stupid. Think about how stupid this is. The thing that I'm not even gonna be using.
I guess we'll see what happens later on.
He just wants to call something stupid. That's the thing about DSP. He would have rants just to call something stupid. And then forget he called it stupid like 2 minutes ago. 2 minutes after.
Well, why don't you upgrade your Windows? Okay, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about it. Let's actually talk about it.
Okay? My PC is 10 years old. I have never changed a component in that PC.
Okay.
All right? I'll give you an example.
It was a good PC 10 years ago, so it can run Windows 10. It's a Windows, Phil.
When I was working on getting a replacement
You're
capture,
not running Crysis.
one day we're just messing around, and there's a Black Magic capture device that I have over there that's supposed to record video from old consoles at 720p quality. And I was like, oh, let's just try it. Let's see what happens. Let's plug it in. Let's install the drivers from the website. And let's see if it works. And if it does, maybe I can capture stuff from older consoles, legacy consoles. I plug it in. I install the drivers. I reboot Windows. Windows thinks that everything I do on it is a virus.
How do you get that conclusion? What made you think that? Did Windows tell you?
You're trying to open your browser?
Hey, Phil, everything you're doing is a virus. I'm sorry, I gotta quit now. Blue screen.
I tried to do. It was giving me a warning. Virus. It wouldn't even let me get on the internet.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Okay. The whole thing fucked up.
Gotta press X on this
and
one.
I was like, what? So I had to run back a Windows restore to undo everything.
Oh, you had a restore point?
My PC works fine again. And I've been using it ever since, but...
I don't think he had a restore point, if I have to be honest.
10 years old. Well, about 10 years old. About 9 years old. It has all old components in it. Everything in it is outdated. If you try to change something now on a PC that's been running smoothly for 9 years...
You're just gonna be installing a Windows, dude.
End up being fucked up.
It's like a one-click update.
Really? Like, if I upgraded to Windows 10...
You don't even have to activate that shit. Fuck it, just put it on.
Wouldn't work right. Some of the hardware
that deep.
Work right. And I don't have the means to fuck with this thing and buy components on the fly and fix it. I just don't.
Literal children can install a Windows
as it is
from like a bootable USB
have the need
and tweak their BIOS. Come on, actual children.
Smoothly for your business purposes every single fucking day, right? Doesn't make sense.
It makes a lot of sense.
What's working? That's like saying I have a car. It's a 10-year-old car. It runs super smooth, but man, some of those components are old. So let me just start replacing engine parts.
No, that's not what it. That's not what it's like. That.
Wait for something to break down and not work, then replace it. No, I'm just gonna start replacing engine parts. Oops! Now the whole engine's fucked up. It won't work. Won't start. Well, it's because you fucked with it.
It's nothing like that.
So.
But okay, I guess.
You know, and.
Okay, go off. Go off, King.
Even if I just upgraded to Windows 10,
let him cook. Let him cook.
It wouldn't work. I mean, I literally plugged in a Black Magic device and updated some drivers, and immediately the whole thing crapped out.
Yeah, it was the wrong drivers. I'm sorry.
Now, upgrading Windows, you know what I mean? And again, if this wasn't something that I needed every day for work, right? If it was something I could mess around with, and if it didn't work, we're okay, we could still make content, then it wouldn't be a risk. It is a risk.
Well, bro, you gotta take some risks sometimes. Otherwise, you gotta be here on level 1 crying about stuff constantly. Take some fucking risks every once in a while.
Right?
Jesus Christ.
It does suck because I do have a Steam Deck.
And it sucks because he can't use a fucking Steam Deck.
It's Windows 10. So I can't even use. I've had
somebody gave him a Steam Deck. He's a Stream Deck.
The wrong thing. I've had a Stream Deck for many.
He's not gonna give it away or anything. He's just not gonna use it. It's just gonna exist there.
Scenes. I could play silly clips, you know, like this.
He does have a Steam Deck. He just doesn't want to use it. He's had it for a long time.
Hot wired to a button, so I
Remember,
just press it.
I built a
does it.
Core i3 4130K, same gen as Phil's with Windows 10. No problems.
Bro, it's like my parents have shitty ass laptops that are like 5 to 7 years old. They can run Windows 10.
You know,
like this is all bullshit, like ramble and nonsense.
I'll talk.
Loves profit.
But the thing is, it has to be something that makes sense, because there was a couple people last year. Like, one person actually wanted to buy me a PC.
There
but
we
they
go.
were only offering me like $900 setup, and I was like, that's not even enough to do what I do now.
Oh, the choosing beggar. They offered him $900
to buy with other people or whatever. It just didn't work out.
worth of PC. I just don't. I don't need that, dude.
Future proof. So
I need future proof. Spend $2,000 on me. Spend all your money on me.
My capture.
Sound good?
And then maybe even in the long term doing games.
Maybe we can do VR.
Or else why get the PC to begin with, right? So
maybe it can make me coffee too. Can we have a coffee maker installed in the PC?
You know, this is what happens when you have no credit, when you declared bankruptcy 3 years
and we're
ago.
bitching about credit. How did we get here? Crying about credit.
I don't have extra cash or anything.
And now we're poor. We don't have extra cash. What is extra cash for somebody that spends all his extra money? What does extra mean? Extra from what? The extra you spend on takeout?
No, we were talking
what
about
is extra?
Minimum $2,000, if not more than that, like $2,500 is what we were looking at. Remember, we pieced it out, each part of the components of each piece of the PC, and then we priced it out. That's about what it would be. So,
after this segment, I'm gonna do my version of a bubble blow. I already decided what it's gonna be.
So there you have it. I guess I'm not playing anything on Steam in 2024 if this stands, unless I can get a better PC this year. Maybe I can.
God,
but right now, it's not looking good, and it pretty much looks like we're stuck. Okay.
Oh my God.
So let's see. We got 3 stories left. We're gonna save Zelda for last. I want to talk about Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. There was a 10-minute big blowout of gameplay today. I'm gonna talk about that last. Let's talk about E3.
The complaining time.
We have 2 updates. So yesterday it was.
Okay, so this is my version of the of a bubble blow. We're gonna watch chicks twerking. All right. Well, this is what you get. This is way better than Bubbles, and I can play some sound bites over it. There you go. Enjoy. Next time we're gonna get more. More on 200 likes.
Announced. Ubisoft has pulled out of E3, and Ubisoft will not be at E3 in any capacity.
Now we're talking about Ubisoft.
So Nintendo, Xbox.
Who sent what? Let me give you a shout out. What happened?
Ubisoft announced they're not attending. And
yeah,
then
it's complaining time.
This morning it was
it's complaining time because
and Tencent have also pulled out of E3. The original
Nobody pulls out a cat though. He's still waiting.
This morning and announced they're not going either.
Look at it. He has like a restless leg type of situation going on. His whole bottom half of the body is shaking.
Numerous individuals.
It's like he's playing the kick drums.
Public relations hadn't even heard of anyone who's planning on attending the event at all, and also says there's a significant lack of communication from the ESA and ReedPop, who are the people running the event. So it sounds like no one's going. It sounds like all they do is talk about they're bringing it back, they're bringing it back, they're bringing it back, they're bringing it back, and they couldn't secure anyone to actually go. So who's going to be?
They want to have their own events, dude, right? So they can have no competition. They can just show all the cinematic trailers they want to all the fucking live service games they want.
Now, this goes right in line with what I was saying.
And they don't have to be compared to what else got shown by a different company.
The pandemic happened.
And they get to profit off of the sales way more.
I kept saying, why does E3 exist? I kept saying there's no reason for this event. Everyone could just do everything digitally. In fact, at that point, most of the major companies were doing their own digital events regardless, and they weren't at E3. You know, we're talking about like Microsoft, Sony. They were already starting to do their own.
Because it was a community thing, man. It was fun.
There was no E3 for 3 years. And what happened? Did gaming stop? Did the whole industry come to a big screeching
It was like
halt?
a gaming event, man. It was
And
cool.
here's the problem with E3. When E3 started,
People liked it. They can
were
go there and
supposed
you
to
know,
be
exist.
the industry
have
event
fun.
at which all
Interact.
major game announcements were made. All right, it was supposed to be the big hype event for games, and it was. Everyone sent their reporters out there, content creators went out there, everyone went out there to cover E3, and you would get so much information about the new games, and everyone would be so excited and hyped. And what ended up happening was, just like with everything, E3 decided to change. E3 decided they wanted to become profitable and become a convention that made big money. So they changed their
Easy
event
money.
to, instead of being a press-related event with all the big new announcements at it, that it would be basically a fan fest. So they started charging hundreds of dollars for tickets to get in. The event started getting bloated. People
This
started
is
having
so
to wait in line
boring.
for 2-3
I'm
hours to
out.
see anything.
By my fellow trolls.
Bro, like honestly, the previous segment wasn't that bad.
Actual
But it didn't make the 40 minutes leading up to it worth anything. So see you around, respecter, dude.
you change what you are or what you're all about, and people stop caring.
Like
That's
Phil?
what happened with E3 slowly over the last decade. They became worse and worse in this regard. I attended E3 in 2012, so this is over a decade ago. When I attended E3 in 2012, okay, did I see some games in person? Yes, I did. Did I get some hands-on of games? Yes, I did. Do I feel like being there added anything? Well, there was a lot of fun, flashy booths, right? There was a lot of cool sets that they built. That was kind of fancy. But for the most part, I'm not exaggerating. I could have learned about 95% of what I learned about E3 by sitting on the internet.
Yeah, but isn't it the actual like experience of being there and hanging out with people what actually matters?
Pay for hotel, pay for food, pay for this.
Well,
pay for
yeah, it's like it's an experience. It's like, bro, I can watch WrestleMania by torrenting it from a Russian site, but I can also go to WrestleMania and have an event with everybody else there, and you know.
The physical E3 to me, I ended up sitting in the hotel room watching presentations digitally and reporting on them from the fucking hotel room because you didn't get that at E3 being there. So what am I
That's
there
so
for,
stupid, bro.
right? And it kind of opened my eyes. It's like
OMG,
it was
why
nice
are
to
we
be there
talking
once
about
to say I
E3?
didn't.
You hate
I did it and I
E3.
made it.
He
And here I
hates
am.
everything. I mean, that's why we're talking about it. The main point of why he talks about stuff is so he can hate on them. He doesn't bring up news that are positive and cool. He brings up news that he can shit on and call the company stupid.
It didn't add any value. E3 doesn't add any value. And now it's just gotten worse and worse and worse over the last decade. So basically, what's funny is
Basically, something is bad.
E3 keeps saying they're going to come back, they're going to come back, they're going to come back. For 2 years now they've been saying that. No one wants E3 back. Say it again. No one wants E3 back. We're okay.
Yo, now I can speed this up to what? Up to 5 times? A lot of times, dude. I love this.
But E3 can't. Right? So I hate to say it. But
He hates to
there's
say
a
it though.
situation where sadly, it just seems to me E3 is dead. There's absolutely nothing to do at all at E3. And
Yeah, somebody got leaned.
or if it does happen, it's going to be a big joke. This will be
And
the
we're
last
live.
one. If everyone's saying they're not
Correct.
going, then what the hell are they going to do there, right? I mean, I've no idea. It sure sounds pretty stupid to me.
It's stupid. There we go. We got to the bottom line is something is stupid.
The
And
next
he knows better.
directly.
I love this podcast.
But it is an important one because it revolves. social media.
Everything is stupid. It's just one of those days where you don't want to wake up. Everybody sucks. Everything is fucked.
When he purchased Twitter, he immediately laid off or fired a ridiculous amount of
Twitter.
staff.
There we go.
And a lot of people at that
Enjoy
time
this
were like, "Oh,
segment.
that's it. The site's going to go away. It's not going to run properly. Just quit Twitter now."
How much can I slow it down? I'm sorry, I miss.
All these things that they didn't stick at. No one's.
This is a drunk dude at like 5 a.m. in a bar that he's the only dude there.
Now, at that time, I made an announcement. I said, guys, the best way for you to follow me would be to subscribe to my YouTube channels. If you subscribe to DSP Gaming, I can post on the community tab every day. That's where I can keep in contact with you guys for anything important. You don't need my Twitter. The Twitter's nice to have, but it's not necessarily...
So that's why he posts the same shit on his community tab as he does on Twitter. So now he has 2 places with the same things posted. Literally. Mirrored content.
on Twitter. So, YouTube's the way to contact me, okay? Or daily on my live streams as well, correct?
Correct?
You also know you can email me as well. There's all these ways.
We need verification. Can we fact check this? Is it correct?
Just being honest, in my regards to me. Now, I've also got DSP Reacts. You want to talk to me about stuff on that channel? That's, you know, again, I have a community tab there or whatever. That's what that's all about. So that's what I would say. The best ways, you want to stay in contact with me, you want to know what I'm doing. All right?
May Phil find
Post
the
up
right scriptures to
on
help him
community
through
tab when
this
I'm asking
time.
for feedback.
Inshallah.
Inshallah, he will find the proper scripture.
Okay? Or just attend my live streams. Fair enough?
Blessed be.
Finally, it seems to me,
I love that segment, man. That shit was so good. Big ups Mike R.
first of all,
Peace be
apparently
upon him.
starting April 1st, and I know that sounds weird because it sounds like an April Fool's joke, but apparently it's not. People who previously were verified on Twitter are going to lose their verification checkmark.
Okay, good.
One of them. I was verified.
They were
for many years
corrupt.
because I used
They
to
were
be
erroneously given
on
away.
Twitter, so Twitter gave me a verification checkmark many years ago. So people can tell that my account was official and it's not some impersonator or some asshole trying to get me in trouble. Well, they're just going to remove them. Starting in
He's gonna start paying for blue. Because he just can't not.
Which
He
isn't
must.
verification. Elon keeps saying it is. Oh, you could stay verified by paying. That's not verified. That's just paid subscription service. That's not being verified for your identity.
It means you're a verified baller who has money to spend on Twitter.
He's acting like it is because he's trying to trick people into becoming a paid
He's
subscriber.
trying to trick them. Just trick them.
Make money. He spent an insane
Keep
amount
spending.
of money buying.
Bro,
Twitter
he's trying to trick people like you, moron. You're a video game, mobile game whale.
back, which he can't. When he announced Twitter Blue and everything, very few people actually became Twitter Blue subscribers. He was hoping like everyone was going to do it. It didn't happen. So now he's like, well, maybe if I force people to lose their blue check marks who previously had them through the old system of actually verifying ID, maybe then they'll pay for it.
But he said the blue check
It's
mark
not
was
going to
given
happen.
because people
who
were
already
paying
have
for them.
verification And you're taking it away
And it was,
something
like,
they've already
corrupt.
earned. They're not going to pay to get it back, especially because when you pay for it, that's not what it is. You're just getting a paid subscription. You're not verifying your identity. So you could be, Brad Pitt. It could be at Brad Pitt. So he's verified because he paid for it, but there could be 7 other people.
No,
who
Brad
are
Pitt is verified
paid
because
for it
he's
too.
an
So
actual,
now how
like,
do you know
relevant
who's the real
person,
fucking
dude.
Brad Pitt. So now you got to look
'Cause
at
he's official.
how many people actually follow Brad
We're
Pitt.
not talking about Brad Pitt
That would be how you figure it
here.
out.
He's not gonna lose his
Why
check
do you
mark,
pay for Twitter Blue
moron.
At all if people are only judging if you're the real
Brad
Brad
Pitt?
by the number of followers you have. See? So now what's happening? That was announcement number 1. Yesterday, Elon made another announcement. Listen to this one. I'm reading this word for
Oh
word.
yeah, this one is stupid.
Just listen to this.
Listen to this.
Starting April 15th, only verified accounts, and again, verified, it's not verified. It's a paid blue checkmark subscription service. It's not verified. He can call it whatever he wants, but there's no...
Well, it's called
verification process.
verified.
He's lying, okay? Only verified accounts will be eligible...
You just changed the name.
For you recommendations. This is the only realistic way to address advanced AI bot swarms taking over. It is otherwise a hopeless losing battle. Voting in polls will require verification for the same reason.
That's really stupid.
Do you know what the For You tab is?
Yes.
It's the tab that you use.
It's the
to
default
find
tab.
Information on Twitter. It's either For You, which is supposed to sort stuff based on your preferences.
It's literally
or
the main
Following
tab,
which are people
bro.
who directly follow.
It's literally
That's-
this tab up
So
here.
what he's saying is,
It's
as of
literally the
April
default
15th,
tab.
only
And then you
people
got
paying for
following,
Twitter
which is
will
only
show
people you
up
follow.
in your things you follow data. So anyone who's not paying to be on Twitter is no longer important. They're all just, they don't exist anymore. Right? Wow. Interesting. And then just look at this. Voting in polls will now require verification. So if I run a poll on Twitter, only people with the paid check mark, not verification, because that's not what it is. He's lying. Only people who pay for the check mark will be able to vote in my polls. I don't care if you pay for a check mark or not. I want your feedback. So essentially what he's saying is polls are worthless starting April 15th. There's no reason to ever run a poll on Twitter. It's worthless. Right? Completely worthless.
Yeah, I mean it's stupid, man.
So
It's
I'd
stupid.
say this.
I'm still gonna be using it, just not paying for it. That shit is dumb.
I don't think I'm really going to care about Twitter much anymore.
Okay, what are we gonna do though?
It sounds to me.
When are we gonna bait for
there's
attention?
no point in using it.
Are we gonna go on
We're
Mastodon?
going to get seen or people paying for a subscription.
Is he gonna go on Facebook? I would love to see him on
Here's the other
Facebook.
thing.
Phil Burnell with like the nice smiley
This is the
photo.
only realistic way to address advanced AI bot swarms from taking over. Because they can't pay for Twitter Blue? What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, they probably can't.
If someone is intentionally trying to skew social media, would they not pay to do so? They're already putting an incredible amount of money investment running bots. Why not pay to make the bots Twitter Blue verified, and now they skew the whole site?
They're gonna make bots buy subscriptions, dude.
He's saying paying money makes you more important. Paying money
This dude is so
makes
stupid.
your opinion more valid, and paying money
is
somehow going to avoid AI having any kind of impact. That's complete bullshit. It's a lie. It's a complete lie. Paying money doesn't do anything to do this. Verifying your fucking identity does. The old verified system.
So you want to send him your ID like you do on Facebook?
That away because he
Want
wants
to send him your driver's license?
I had to say this,
You
ladies
want
and
to pull a
gentlemen,
PW Dubs?
the dumbest rich person I know.
You don't know him.
The
Why
things
are you
he's
talking
doing and
about
saying,
this?
you can tell he's one of those
Because
guys.
he just wants to hate on stuff. He wants to hate on more successful people than him. That's why we're talking about Elon Musk.
What he's about to do is completely destroy the user base of Twitter. He's going to create...
Phil, you know you can have this opinion without being toxic and salty and seem like a immature, like, baby man. You know you can actually do that, right?
You're ruining a social media site that everyone has used for years and finds huge human value in. Humans have been using this site for huge positive reasons for many, many years.
Huge positive
There's
reasons.
been drama and shit on Twitter as well. A lot of news gets out there because of it and everything. So essentially, you know, this is fucked up. It really is. Like, what are you talking about? The things he's saying make no logical sense. No. Making you pay for a subscription to get seen on Twitter and vote in a poll or even show up in a For You thread does not eliminate AI. It actually just makes AI more
The guy
powerful
literally
because someone
asks his
pays for their
members to
bots to
send
be
him
enabled.
money so he can skip the videos they send.
He does the same shit, yeah. Like he just saw, oh, you think that paying makes your opinion more valid? But please become a member so you can vote on the latest poll. So you get to decide what I'm gonna play. And he does this on like a micro scale. And that's okay because he's the only one who benefits. He doesn't have any employees. He's the only one who gets paid.
Get more prominence now.
Didn't DSP use to overturn polls? He
Yes.
the viewer's choice by blaming bots. Lol.
I don't know about bots, but he was blaming trolls. I think the direct quote is, if you subtract the troll votes, this option wins. So we're gonna play that game. That's what he did.
He's literally killing his own business that he's trying to raise money for. He's a moron.
You're killing your own business by
Detractor will have
just being yourself, dude.
No one
Twitter
with a
Blue
brain in their
just to
fucking
make him
head would
look
tell you this is a
bad.
good idea, Elon. But he just does whatever he wants because he's rich.
Bro, he got that bank locked up. Nobody can ever do anything to it. After the identity theft that happened but didn't happen. That mystery identity theft. Schrodinger's identity theft.
Well,
It both happened and fucked him, but those bank leaks are not his. That's not his bank account, and nobody had access to it. But they stole $9,000 from an account they didn't have access to. That wasn't his. Does it make sense? Does it make sense?
Why are you laughing? Again,
Make it make sense.
Post my schedule on Twitter. Yes, I will, because I have over 27,000 followers over there. All right, I'll keep posting it up daily.
So we're still gonna support the platform we don't like?
There will be, I guess, there'll be no more viral posts for me. No one's ever gonna see my posts.
Oh, is this what we're gonna cry about?
You won't show up in anyone's recommended threads. Nothing.
Now I understand. No more viral tweets, you guys. No more viral tweets. No more viral posts. Ridiculous. Is this why he's so upset? This and the check mark.
Ever get any kind of
Oh, fuck this.
So for me,
fuck this.
I'm just gonna roll it out. I don't care if I lose.
He doesn't care.
I lose my verified check mark.
People that don't care spend 5 minutes crying about something. They don't care about it at all.
If other people impersonate me on there, I don't care. It's not me.
Yeah, I don't care.
If you believe it, Elon ruined the site. Don't blame me for Elon fucking running.
Blame Elon. At Elon Musk. You don't know how to run a business.
He's literally ruined.
This dude is literally bankrupt from playing video games and posting videos of himself playing video games. You can't make this shit up. $500,000 bankrupt. $500,000 from playing video games. Bruh. Big ups down forward punch for 14 months.
No more hey guys if you're here for
goat.
my epic ratio.
Oh yeah, no more epic ratios. We're done. No more golden spiral. Oh, yeah, was it called golden ratio? Fuck it. No more. No more Fortnite. $19 Fortnite card. Big up Strand 007 for 4 and Rogeezy for 4 months as well.
I can't even run a
That's
poll.
why they're the goats.
That's the point. Only people paying for a check mark can vote. You're gonna go from me getting hundreds to maybe 1,000 votes per poll down to like 20.
And big up Slogan for 4 months.
Wow, I really want to run
And
that.
he's also the goat.
What's the point?
A lot of goats here in chat. Have an animal farm.
On YouTube, right?
All the goats in one single lol cow. Okay.
All right. No, your followers would see it, but they can't vote. Clyde, did you not understand what I just said? He's saying the only people who can even vote in a poll on Twitter have to pay for the blue check mark.
You can't even vote on polls. This is like being a fucking DSP member.
Blue check mark, can't vote. It's worthless.
Can't even vote on polls. Like, I don't know who came up with this. Who thought it was a good idea? Dude, you can't even vote on polls. You know the thing people use to, like, boost their engagement? You can't even do that.
Twitter. I mean, I'm serious. April 1st, everyone loses their blue check mark who previously verified their identity and earned it. And then April 15th, unless you're a paid check mark, you have 0 value on Twitter. It's just a paid check mark website.
I will have value. Because value is something... Value on Twitter is something that you give yourself.
Decline massively because people are going to realize everything's shit now. The bots are going to rise up and take over.
You have to earn the check mark by being someone, such as a game journalist or a video game let's player.
Fucking dunce.
He's a dunce. What a fucking idiot. Meanwhile, please tip me.
You think would have him pay?
Anyway,
wait, what did you say? His Twitter addiction would. He's gonna pay eventually, because it's gonna be like, oh, I'm being impersonated. This was this one guy, and he got like 50 likes by lying about me.
Minute gameplay expose on Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, this was kind of controversial as far as I know.
Okay, so here's the major thing that we're learning about the new Zelda. There's a bunch of new stuff in it that plays nothing like Zelda.
Oh no. Does it play like Fortnite?
Okay. So, is there still weapon durability? Yes, but now there's the ability to combine items. So you can put a rock on the end of a stick, and now it becomes a club with high durability.
Oh yeah, I saw side scrollers talked about it.
A giant stick to a pitchfork.
Because they're hot in the algorithm right now. They're very big.
Miles away. Okay. Oh, by the way, there's the ability to rewind items. So if you see something falling out of the sky, jump on it, hit the rewind, and it'll zip you back up to where it came from on a floating island, and now you're on a whole new dungeon.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Oh, by the way,
is that not bad?
Thing called what was it called? Something hand, ultra hand, or something like that, where now you can combine items into bigger things. So, for example, oh, I need to cross a river, but I don't have enough stamina to swim across. So how do you do it? Well, take 3 logs and combine them into what looks like a long boat, then take 2 fans that just happen to be sitting around and attach them to the logs, and now you've created a boat that is motorized and will blow you across the river.
Okay.
Okay? So it's funny because I'm watching this gameplay demo, and I'm like, seems familiar somehow. It almost seems like I've done this before. You know, like when I played Minecraft, or a Lego game,
God.
or, I mean, to some extent, even Fortnite. Seems very familiar.
So, oh, it is like Fortnite.
To get around and solve problems has been done before.
Bro, it like what do you expect, bro?
And I'm like, I'm gonna be honest.
He expects revolution every time, as he does nothing revolutionary and brings nothing to the table. Minecraft invented crafting, and also has crafting in the name. You can't have crafting in any other game and do it differently or incorporated. Bruh.
I don't think it's very good. I think they've gone in the wrong direction. When I play Zelda, what do I think? I think a good, expansive open world.
Okay.
With cool puzzles, awesome dungeons, classic music, the usual enemies, but also some spins on that formula.
Is that still gonna be there? I'm sure it will.
Boss battles. I want, you think of all the things you think of for Zelda.
You want the same thing again?
You think, well, Breath of the Wild changed that by giving us this giant, open, expansive world, which was fine. And
but isn't open world like GTA? Isn't open world like Skyrim? What are they ripping off Skyrim?
The traditional dungeons, which I guess is okay because there were still the mini dungeons.
They're ripping off Grand Theft Auto? Open expansive world. You mean like Minecraft? You mean like Fortnite? They're ripping off everything. That game has nothing original going on.
Or whatever.
The game sucks.
But for the most part, it still kind of felt like Zelda.
Oh, but it felt like Spider-Man.
It had a
It
lot.
made you feel like you're Spider-Man.
Its core still kind of felt like Zelda.
Had the exaggerated swagger of an e-beggar.
The whole game is going to be running around and using new abilities like building and combining. Did you want to play Zelda or did you want to play Minecraft?
But like the open world, bro.
If you want to play Minecraft, you could already play it. It's been out for like 15 years. You don't need to play Zelda to play Minecraft. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm looking at it, I'm like,
what Minecraft?
Fun.
I don't think it's fun.
I can't cross. I'm not gonna want to look around the environment. So I gotta pull a tree down over here.
Yeah.
There's a rock over here for some odd reason.
But you can make this with every single mechanic. Oh, it's open world. Oh, I have to go there and traverse and get on a horse or fucking fly through the air. I have to do that. Oh, it's an enemy. You mean like in Skyrim, I have to hit that enemy with a sword? Like in Minecraft? What is this? Fucking Doom? I have to kill the enemies? I have to level up like in some video game that you level up?
To the rocket and
It's so unoriginal. I don't like playing video games.
Comes down, I combine it to make a car. And I could drive the car across this road. Like, what is this? How is that Zelda? Right? That doesn't feel like Zelda to me at all.
It's absolutely like a nothing burger of a segment.
Maybe there's nothing wrong with that formula, but if that's what you wanted to do, right? If that's what you wanted to make, then make it. For example, there is a game that is a spin-off of a popular franchise. It plays almost nothing like the original game, but it's very popular. It's called Dragon Quest Builders. Did you ever hear of it? I played one of them many years ago.
Yeah, you were begging a lot. That's what I remember.
It's not a turn-based RPG, but it's set in the same
Oh,
universe.
so he wanted to make it a spin-off,
the same
okay.
lore, but the thing is, it's kind of like Minecraft. You gather
You
resources.
should call it a Legend of Zelda Craft.
Was that Dragon Quest 12? No, it was Dragon Quest Builders. They didn't change the whole core gameplay mechanics of the major series. They just made a spin-off. So if you want to make a Zelda building game, make a building game and call it The Legend of Zelda Builders. Right? Just do that then. I'm watching this gameplay and I'm like, I don't think there's a single thing I saw in that gameplay thing that looked good to me. I was like, oh, this is something I'm really not going to want to do, but I guess I have to if I play the game.
Well, you don't have to play the game.
I don't think I'm going to like.
Playing video games is not mandatory, Phil. I mean, I guess it is for you because that's your business. That's a project. It's not even a video game.
It's annoying. I'm like, this is the shit I don't want to do. I don't want to build. I don't want to combine. Just let me play Zelda. You ever heard of Zelda before? It's a pretty popular franchise, Nintendo. Hey, Nintendo. You ever heard of Zelda? You know, the game you fucking make? We like it.
So you want it to be the same?
Like more Zelda.
Please make it the same, but more.
Change Zelda.
And then they make it more of the same, and then you're like, wait, more of the same? This is not unique. Why is it not unique? I want unique. I want some unique mechanics. It's just the same thing over and over again.
To pop in with other trends.
What is this, Minecraft?
We don't need trendy Zelda. We just want Zelda that's fun and classic and stays true to form of what made it popular. Not abandon all those things.
But it's like, you can't win with him, man.
You've been playing for the last 15 years.
You can't win. You can't, like, you can't go in one direction and, like, add something new to the game. And he's gonna be satisfied, because then it's like a different game that exists. And you can't keep it the same, but add more stuff, because then you're not evolving enough. It's not unique enough.
I don't need to build in Zelda.
I don't need to build in a Zelda.
It's stupid.
Yeah, I can fight enemies in 20 other games. Why would I play Zelda? I can have an open world in 20 other games. I can just play Grand Theft Auto. I can just play Watch Dogs.
Today is...
I can play Assassin's Creed.
They didn't show this at all until today. So no one even knew it existed in the game until today. They waited until 45 days before the release of the game to tell you what the game is. I don't know, man.
I want
now,
the series to evolve but also never change.
Yeah, it should evolve, but in the ways that it's been right now. So it should evolve by staying the same, but better. Just make good games, okay? That is my take. Just make good video games.
I am over-exaggerating.
Maybe you are.
Overreacting.
You always are.
The meat of the game will still be Zelda.
The dude overreacts when there's landscapers outside.
You have to do an addition, and maybe it won't be as often. I don't know.
He overreacts when he has to snort.
That when he was doing the world exploration, this was constant. It was rewind this, go through. What was the other one? It was like levitate or something. You can levitate through a ceiling.
I'm gonna go get my cigarettes. I can't stand this. This is so obnoxious.
You just go right through a ceiling. Okay, here's what's gonna happen. 9 times out of 10, when you want to go through a ceiling, the game's not gonna let you. And every once in a
He
while,
always gets like this when he has a doobie in his PJ pants.
We need to change his diaper, dude. We need to give DSP a diaper change, or he's gonna have a rash, and then he's gonna complain about it.
while it's finally gonna let you through a ceiling, and
Big
go,
ups, Mike.
Need up here, and that'll be like 10% of the time. But 9 times out of 10, you'll want something, and you can't do it. Oh, you're prevented from going through the ceiling here. That's how these games work. You know? Do you think they're really gonna let you go through every fucking ceiling in the game? You know how broken that would be? There might be will never even be a dungeon. You just go right to the top of it every time, right? So anyway, I guess we'll see. I'm not writing the game off. I'm still going to buy and play it. But does this make me excited? Any more excited? No, it doesn't. In fact, I think it actually took away some of my hype for the game. Because I'm going to be forced to do these things that aren't Zelda-esque, that don't feel like they fit in the Zelda universe, that I've done in other games, probably better. And I don't want to sit there think, what can I build in Zelda? I just want to fucking play Zelda. You know? So, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens in May, okay? Bono's Tetmo says, I just want a giant hammer stick to kill enemies. I think that covers all our news. I mean, that was a giant news segment. I told you guys I had a ton of news stories to talk about today. I think we just covered it all there. So, excuse me. Okay, really quick. I want to blow my nose. I'll be right back.
Hey, let's blow the nose. And we have a lot of skip Jews, guys, so he is back immediately.
Says, why did you hit duty streams with the copyright strike? I thought you don't care about the tractor videos.
He doesn't.
Duty streams with the copyright strike.
Phil is perfectly fine when somebody is stealing his identity to copyright strike his trolls, but when somebody steals his identity to not steal money from his bank account that they don't have access to and they do not leak his information, it's a very big deal. But it's not a big deal enough for him to go to the police. So I guess it's not a big deal anyways. You can steal his identity anytime. Do whatever you want.
If he hit him, it's not me.
It's not me.
I did not do that.
I don't even know who the guy is.
Guys, I don't do that shit. I'm not involved in
I don't do that shit, but people use my name and my email to take down channels by what he would call illegally doing stuff. And he's okay with it. He can't do anything about it. He's not even going to disavow it. He's not even going to say, hey, you guys, if you're doing this and stealing my name and using it to copyright strike my trolls, don't do it.
Someone else is impersonating me again. If that happens,
someone is impersonating me.
I'm not.
Isn't this illegal, Phil? When someone is impersonating you like this, and it almost sounds like it's not impersonation, it's identity theft, right? Isn't it? Nah, it's not, because they're trolls.
Involved in it whatsoever. I don't do that shit.
I don't do it.
So, you know, whatever you could do to dispute it. But
yeah, duty got striked for real.
I'm not involved in it. You know, nothing I can do about that. Oh God, Hershey Squirts did $1.25 tips. Did you beat Hogwarts? I remember you were playing it.
He's not gone.
Oh, we beat it.
Just a couple of videos.
Game, dude. We beat it like a week and a half ago. We absolutely beat it.
I don't really know how things are gonna go for them.
Putting Hershey Squirts on my leaderboard. You're sorely
Love
mistaken.
how that whole Zelda section wasn't even his old man yelled.
Did he have one? Did he have one? I don't think he had one though. But yeah, it wasn't an old man yells at clouds because he was right.
Oh, that's not going to happen. I'm just gonna name you Hershey.
Name him Hershey, all right? Let's skip to the next one.
Pickle Nipple. Remember when you said you and Rambo were gonna cover E3?
Not happening.
They canceled the game. What was the game? Huh? Oh, he says when you and Rambo went to E3 to cover a game, but then I think they canceled the game. The name of the game was Hawken. Okay, so this
they didn't cancel Hawken. It literally exists.
Free to play.
Yeah, it exists.
PC game where it's a mech combat game.
Yeah, it exists.
Quite frankly, when I played the early version of it, it was very fun. It was actually a pretty good game. The problem was they fucked the game up. Like it was supposed to come out that fall, and they kept delaying it. So they ended up delaying the game.
We got the speed juice. Are you ready for some speed?
No one cared. So it was supposed to come out like this date. So all the machinima partners hyped it. And it was supposed to come out another day. And they're like, all right, let's came out. No one cared. No one cared at all. And it was like 2 people who got it was. You made content. When you're releasing like that, if you're trying to hype it, you have to make sure you're appealing to the right communities. They did not. Like, for example, I know for a fact some of the people who took the money to promote it, their community doesn't play mech games. So it doesn't matter how much you watch a popular person play a mech game, how many people will that trickle down to who will actually play the game, right? Essentially, it was not a very effective marketing ploy, what they were trying. The game itself was fine. Like, I played it. I thought it was good to cover the game. So, there you go.
I would like challenge some editing channel. You can go through a stream and only leave in, like, you can cut out all the bullshit except the points when he actually makes his point. So when he talks about a game like this, his actual point is like, yeah, it came out, the game was pretty good, I liked it, and that's it. And like you cut the rest of the 5 minutes of context and bullshit.
I'm at my record high right now.
And I'm sure it's gonna be way more watchable. And the whole podcast is probably gonna be 15 minutes.
The guy on social media.
Like I've never seen anybody else who would benefit more from editing himself.
Yeah, obviously this is a
like this dude.
Yeah, or whatever.
Like he is so long-winded to a point where you start thinking he's intentionally wasting time, which I think is pretty true.
Okay.
He must be wasting time because he knows his podcast needs to be 90 minutes long.
Sandwich was yesterday.
So it has to be. He has to talk for 90 minutes, regardless of what. You can be talking about anything. And then we can just be looking at chat and banning people. Let's see what's here. Can we actually, like, skip to the present?
Anyway. Guys, we still have some extra time.
Have extra time? There we go.
The show was covering news. If you have any things you'd like to throw my way, questions.
And we're at $2.
We'll do a little bit of Q&A before the podcast.
Yeah, he got like 2 $1 tips, I guess. One dude sent him $1.25, which is kind of weird. But I guess he did it to account for the PayPal fee. That is like, what, I don't know, 30 cents? Something? Some weird shit people do.
Thoughts on Chris being out of jail. Chris Brown got out of jail?
He was not in jail. Chris. He doesn't even know who Chris Chan. Bro, when is Phil gonna react to a Chris Chan documentary? When do you think that's gonna happen? Because I know that's gonna happen.
Depends on the day, says Pickleman. Oh, okay. Haseo says if you had to choose either YouTube,
I know that's gonna happen.
A blue check mark. I think I know what my choice would be. Oh, Court, I get tons of value out of YouTube Premium. I absolutely do. I get a lot of value out of it. No ads on YouTube, playing a playlist and or a bunch of music in the background, and being able to like download videos. Like just those 3 things alone are great. There's other things too. Like I know if I'm watching any content via YouTube Premium, the content creator is getting credit for it. Like for example, all this React stuff that we watch, everyone I watch gets paid on YouTube.
They get paid.
They get the credit for that.
Bro thinks like they're making racks.
But they still get paid like that.
They're getting paid for my view.
The creators that I watch.
So stupid, man. How much does he think they're getting paid for this?
Besides, oh, now you show up again.
Like not even a cent, probably. For one view that he's giving them. They're all getting paid. They're making money off of me.
Then I couldn't play the games on the consoles. That'd be pretty asinine. I'm gonna go with a no there.
I'm gonna go with I don't even know what he was talking about.
First person or third person view for modern Resident Evil games. You know,
third person, fact.
I think it's fine
bars.
for Resident Evil 7 and 8 to be first person, but obviously we can see what games.
That's called motherfucking bars, Nick.
I guess it's really personal preference. I like them both. I don't really care either way. Right. Has my PC been dusted or cleaned since the purchase? Yes, I do. I wipe down the outer case all the time to keep the fans clean, the top dusted. I never go inside of it. But
he always wipes down the outer case. The outer case. Is your PC dusted, Phil? Yeah, I wipe it on the outside. Fantastic. Big ups.
Oh man, that's a tough question. Like I don't know.
What was the question?
We have,
oh,
like,
a favorite restaurant.
Food. Like we have a favorite.
I thought you don't do absolutes, dude. Why do you have favorites? You should be unbiased as a critic.
It's a place, you know what I'm saying? But we don't have like, oh, this is the one definitive place that's our favorite.
I don't play favorites.
And by the way, I'm not gonna mention any names because it's troll bullshit.
No names. We already know, dude. We're gonna hack your bank account again.
Thank you so
From
much,
what?
Tyler.
Tyler, big ups. Tyler loves the content. He knows the best way to support. He loves the content. This is actually Tyler, the creator. He just wants to promote his new album. He doesn't actually love Phil's content.
We're actually at $23 in tips. I didn't add that other one. My fault. There we go. Thank you, Tyler. All right. I forgot to buy more. What supplements or vitamins do I take in the morning? Currently, the only supplement I take is vitamin.
Crack.
That's it. At one point, I was taking multivitamins. And then
Methamphetamine supplements.
And I haven't taken them in like a year, and it's affected nothing.
Crystallized style.
Multivitamins just don't do shit.
Takes vitamins.
It's funny because...
Oh yeah, he still takes the gummy bear vitamins.
When I used to work at the office job I used to work at.
Oh my god, no. Helicopter shout out.
Airborne shit. It's that tablet, the vitamin D tablet, that you dilute in water, and it's like fizzy, and you drink it. It's not vitamin D, it's vitamin C. It's supposed to give you like an immune boost. So one day I'm walking through the office, I'm drinking it, and one of my coworkers says, "What's that?" I said, "Oh, that's airborne." He goes, "Wait a minute, isn't that vitamin stuff?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You realize it doesn't do anything, right?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Didn't you ever notice that once you take it, within like an hour, you feel like you gotta pee?"
What?
I was like, you might have a point. He's like, yeah, your body doesn't absorb vitamins like that.
Why do they sell it then?
Really?
Just because.
Yeah, your body does not absorb vitamins like that.
What?
Your body has to absorb it naturally through like food and stuff. If you're just taking a giant concentrated amount of a vitamin, your body won't absorb it. What happens? It just passes it right through. So whenever you're drinking that and then you have to use the bathroom, it's because you're pissing it right back out of your body. You've wasted money.
Don't you absorb as much as you need? And then you piss it out. I don't fucking know. They sell it. Why? Why are doctors prescribing it then?
And then since
wouldn't doctors tell you don't take that shit because it makes no sense?
My whole life, I took multivitamins, and I just, like I said, about a year ago, I probably ran out of them. And I was like, nah, I'll buy them when I get them. And I forgot to get them.
Fake vitamins.
Like a year, I'm like, I guess it didn't do anything, because here I am. I mean, I'm not sickly. I haven't. Really, it hasn't really negatively affected me. I guess I didn't really need them. They didn't fucking do anything.
Why would you be sickly, bro? You don't go anywhere.
Well, that's some money saved. Why buy them? That's funny because that's why when you go to
not
your
sickly.
local grocery
You can only take vitamins when you're actually dying.
And go to the vitamin aisle and take a look at any multivitamin. And what you're going to see on the bottle is says this is not FDA approved. They can't get approval because it's not really a drug that does anything. If it was a drug that was effective, it would have to say on it what it does and what it's
Bro, that's not...
But because it doesn't work, that's why it doesn't say that.
Because it doesn't work. Oh, this is so stupid, bro. He's so cynical about everything. It's hilarious. And he falls for all the scams. He literally is still drinking vitamins. And he's here telling you, Dad, they don't actually work. I just bought a new pack and they still don't work. I've been taking them my whole life. They've never worked.
Eating the right things and drinking the right things, you're going to naturally absorb the vitamins and minerals you need anyway.
Bro.
That's how you should be taking it. Now, I eat a bunch of junk that's terrible for you, and I take a multivitamin.
That's exactly how you should be taking it.
He takes authentic Italian bunnies of Zanny berries medication. Dude.
Cocktail. Yeah, remember this cocktail of medication he was taking when he was in high school? And he was gonna do something extreme. And he was stalking a girl, apparently, at some point. And he admits to all this shit. This dude is fucking the GOAT.
The GOAT!
Yeah, I was popping fucking cocktails of vitamins, and I was stalking people, and I was gonna do something extreme.
He says, here's a website I
Big ups Hood Hustler for the hip-style contribution.
No significant benefit from taking a daily multivitamin. It doesn't protect the brain or heart or prevent cancer.
Then stop taking them.
Maybe you'll get
spend your money on crystal meth.
Amount of a vitamin boost from it, but especially for the prices. Did you ever see like a big bottle of multivitamins?
Vitamin mechanics, dude. The minerals didn't come out.
Minerals don't come out.
15 to $20 now. Like,
Big
what the
ups
fuck?
trash, man.
What am I spending that money on? Literally nothing. You're pissing the money away. Like, if you're drinking Airborne, you're literally pissing the money away. Because you take it in and then you just piss it right back out.
I mean, it's not like it's an antibiotic or something. You don't expect it to have an immediate and constant effect. It's just like a supplement. It's something additional you do to make sure you keep yourself, in good health if you're already trying.
People say that there's a Disney driving game coming out soon. I guess I'll have to look into
Disney driving game. Forza Horizon with Mickey Mouse.
Yes, the Street Fighter Blanca shirt, one of my
Or like Fast and Furious with Disney.
Today.
It's about family.
What's my favorite kind of chicken?
My beggar and cat.
Anything with dark
What is
meat,
the meaning of
whether
this?
it be like chicken thighs,
Thoughtful face.
chicken.
Bro, this is like
a tasty.
I don't know. I'm drinking too much beer. But what the meaning of this is, we had a pretty wild news segment when everything sucked and was trash and everything was ass. And now we're answering questions because that's what happens. And big ups to Claus Mystery for becoming a mature adult style member, dude. Just imagine all the millions of billions of benefits. You guys know which. I'm not gonna tell you. Oops, he was muted.
Keep in mind that combined between... I've never tried cauliflower pizza either.
Cauliflower pizza. Sounds delicious and robust.
Atomic, I don't really care about having almost 500 million views here. Keep in mind that...
Yeah, they don't mean anything.
This channel, my old vlogging channel, my current vlogging channel, my DSP Street Fighter channel, my original Dark Side Phil channel, I probably have an insane amount of views. I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, dude. You're still begging.
Yes,
You're still on level 1. So he could have, like, actually literally 3 trillion views.
The day. I actually did. It was one of the cartoons of the Disney afternoon that I used to watch every single afternoon. I have not tried zucchini pasta noodles, but I like zucchini, Hobo X, so I probably
Sure, yeah, I can give you the Mickey Mouse voice more often. We can have a Mickey Mouse Phil.
Zucchini pasta. It can't exist. Pasta's made from...
The best way to support is tip me.
You can't make that out of zucchini.
I need to listen to some more Mickey Mouse so I can,
Define
you know.
HD, I've seen the first 2 John Wick movies, and I liked them. James
get
Warner,
better.
I've had duck, and duck is superb. Duck is absolutely amazingly tasty. I love duck, but I barely eat it because it's expensive. It's rare.
Oh yeah, it's expensive, dude.
Yes, I do.
Let me get my DoorDash.
I played Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII Crisis Core on it.
Okay, let's turn up the speed.
Dish I tried. I don't know. It depends on what you mean by exotic. What would you consider
Exotic. Exotic is from these foreigners, like the Hawaiians, dude. Remember? The Hawaiian foreigners, those immigrants from Hawaii. They should go back where they came from. They're not welcome in my country.
No, I never tried real African food. I'm not.
You never tried real African food. Why not?
Giant Enemy Crab, I wish you the best. I hope you feel better.
Hey, that was an actual... I want to give him credit. This was an actual positive interaction. He saw somebody that something happened to them, and he said, hey, I hope you feel better. There we go. That's fantastic.
You won't do well on the channel? No. My channel is a variety channel. When I play Breath of the Wild 2, I'm not reliant on just playing Breath of the Wild 2. I balance it with other things, and therefore, if one doesn't do so well, usually the other one picks up the slack or vice versa. It's not that big of a deal, right? Right now, Metroid Prime Remastered ain't doing so great, but I'm doing a really awesome playthrough of Resident Evil 4 Remake that is doing better. So, but in comparison, it all balances out, you see? That's what it's all about. If I was reliant on only playing one game at release, and that game didn't do well, I'd be screwed. Very much so, but that's why I don't do that. Beet juice? I never had beet juice, villain. I drink cherry juice for my acid level issues.
Gout.
Iseo says, you mentioned you might do a gaming calendar update.
All I can taste is gout.
My birthday event, April 7th, so a week from this Friday, we're going to do it as part of the birthday event. We're going to sit down and look at the gaming calendar and go through. I'm going to basically have it right here, and we'll go through all the releases, and we'll talk about each one, if they're interesting or not. Tyranna says, keep in mind, Nintendo has never had a good streak of Zelda games. Usually there's highs and then lows. Oh, man. That sucks. That would really suck if Breath of the Wild was good and this one is like, no one likes it.
Yeah, I don't think no one will like it.
I'm really not sold on this game, just being honest. Like, what I saw today, I was like, why'd you make it a builder game? Who the hell is asking for Zelda builders?
Is it like building centric, or this dude is just like, he's focusing on the things he doesn't like about it? Because he made it seem like building is going to be like a cornerstone of that game. It's going to be like the thing you're going to be doing the most.
Of course, you say that's what they wanted from Zelda, you know?
Because to me, it sounds like a traversal mechanic, more or less, from what he explained. It's like, hey, you can put together a boat if you want to do something, and you can craft some weapons or something.
Were we not just saying that the body doesn't absorb these kind of vitamin concentration things properly? You have to drink. You have to naturally eat and drink it. We literally just said that. So we were just talking about with multivitamins and like it doesn't really work. Jeremy, I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you're doing reacts, movie, and review series. I've enjoyed them. I'm looking forward to more. By the way, my review of The Batman, the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, will release tonight on DSP Reacts.
We do not care.
So the review is tonight.
It's gonna be just him explaining the plot for 20 minutes and then tell you, yeah, I think it was a little bit too dark.
It's not gonna be all positive, man.
Yeah, because it was
I
dark.
have to say about that movie, and it ain't good.
You know, I might actually end up agreeing with him because I didn't have a too positive review either.
A lot of things that I was like, oh my god.
Thought the pacing was bad and the villain was kind of bad.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things I didn't like about that one.
DSPV
They should have more Penguin and less Mafia Dude. Mafia Dude was trash.
Yes, I did see the.
That whole plot line was a waste of time.
No, I've never ridden in a delivery truck.
Okay, skip. Time skip.
Batman is my favorite. It's always going to be the original Michael Keaton Batman, you know?
Of course.
That the original Tim Burton idea. Really, really well executed. I think he nails it. He nails Bruce Wayne.
Of
he nails
course.
Batman.
What's my favorite thing? The one from the 80s when I was a kid and my mom was combing my hair. That's my favorite one.
Formula? Pretty well.
That's my favorite one.
Slinty, I do like watching movies all in one go if I can, but man, there's no way. How are you gonna watch Zack Snyder's Justice League in one go? It's 4 hours.
You don't.
How are you gonna watch the Batman? It's 3 effing hours. I don't have 3 hours.
You take crystal meth so you can stay awake.
You know.
That shit is boring as hell.
There you go. Val Kilmer is the one true Batman, says Bowser Jr.
Val Kilmer. We all know Robert Pattinson is the GOAT.
Jade, I'm glad you're liking Metroid Prime. Like I said, I like the game a lot. I will say this to those of you who are here: if you could stick around and give Metroid
it's Christian
Prime a shot,
Bale.
I like chill gameplay with a lot
And
of
the fake
interaction.
voice.
There's gonna be a lot of that.
I'm not wearing hockey pants.
And again, for those who are enjoying Metroid
Hockey
Prime,
pads?
support the playthrough,
Hockey
I really
pads.
appreciate it. Only because
I actually don't even think the goofy Batman movies are that bad. Like the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger when he's making all the frozen, like the ice puns. I think they're hilarious. Such good, like, ironic watching. Of course, they're not like seriously good movies. They're not good movies, but I think they're a lot of
I did ride an ambulance
fun.
after a car accident.
Wait, what?
My car accident, and I can't remember if I rode in an ambulance at the time when I lost my vision in high school.
He lost his vision.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I never saw the cartoon show Two Stupid Dogs. I don't even know what that is.
Two stupid dogs. Two stupid dogs.
Dog. Yes, I told this story. That one day, I was just sitting in class in high school. And it just so happened this class was taught by the principal who was a priest. Okay?
Whoa.
I completely lose my vision.
I feel like it.
I can't see anything. I'm blind.
He got touched by the principal.
Touch him anytime I feel like it. Period. I'm touching him now.
That's the principal. He's giving a class.
And at first I'm thinking, maybe I'm crazy or maybe it'll come back. It didn't. I waited like 5 minutes and it didn't come back. So I finally just raised my hand and I said, you know, I couldn't even see anything. And then the principal called on me. I was like, yeah, I need to go to the nurse. I can't see. I don't know what's going on. I'm really nervous. He's like, what? Are you serious? I was like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I really can't see anything right now. I'm like blind. So then a student helped me. He was actually the guy on the football team. So he helped me to walk because I couldn't see where the fuck I was going. And we walked to the nurse. And I laid down for like 20 minutes and she gave me some water. And after about 20 minutes, my sight came back. And then they took me to the hospital and they couldn't figure out what it was. They thought maybe dehydration, but they really couldn't.
Dehydration.
And it never happened again to me.
Bro went blind. Give him a cup of water, please. He's dehydrated. Back in the 80s, bro, they didn't give a shit. This kid can't see. Give him a cup of water. Leave him where you found him. Put him in the corner. Just leave him there. Give him a pill. He's dehydrated, dude. And then the you know what? The principal was there. He was giving a class. Phil was like, "Hey, principal, dude, I can't see, man." And principal was like,
"Hey, man, I want you to suck a dog off."
That's those 80s, 90s cures. That cures everything.
You never heard that story? I've told it several times. Just don't know what it was. I still to this day don't know what happened.
Let's skip through this, man. This shit is boring.
All right, guys. Well, I guess we'll end the show.
Hey, we end the show, dude.
There was so much news to talk about.
Oh, yeah, it's actually done. Is he gonna beg?
Actually, a lot of enemies there, but I was like, save points card, okay?
Oh, and he's gone. Okay, why is he gone? Let's watch some more Phil. But not gameplay, because I don't want to watch him play chill Metroid fun. That shit is ass. Someone say replay what? Replay the Mickey laugh. That wasn't a thing. It wasn't a soundbite. It was me. He heard a noise outside. What was it? Oh, am I gonna watch the interview? I really want to, because there's like a lot I want to say and overanalyze and zoom in, but I'm not gonna have time for that right now. So now I'm gonna do some short style content. I don't even know what that's gonna be like. Maybe I don't even know which one. Maybe this one? Sunny V2. DSP says everything Sunny V2 posts about him is a lie, and he didn't even investigate. Which it's not correct. I mean, DSP's full of shit, but also Sunny V2 videos, they're not my favorite. They're one of those, I post a video weekly because I kind of have to, because I said I would do it, and I have to do it. So he does it. Type of videos. That's a very specific genre. Let's see what else we're gonna do. The Patreon video. That's the post show. I've actually watched this. I've watched this. If you go on my channel, you can find the playlist with the stuff. And I think it's even like, fuck me. It's here somewhere. It's one of those 3 videos. I think it's the second one, where we talk about the Patreon post show for the side scrollers type situation, guys. So now let's dive into the Snort Burnell. Are we gonna do Snort Burnell? I really wanted to watch the you know what? Let's watch some of the side scrollers thing, but I have it timestamped on my channel. So I can kind of cherry pick some moments that I would like to talk about and then talk about them, because I have it all timestamped. And someday I can do the whole thing, because there's a lot to talk about. Or maybe I can watch the Dick Stroking Phil video, because it's not very brand new yet. Let's see, Dick Stroking Phil. And until I write, when I write Dick Stroking in the search, it completely like pretends I'm some very strange person, so it stops showing me any kind of recommendations. Because at this point, it should just forward me to like Pornhub or something. And then I write Phil. And then it's like, oh, this is what you mean. All right. So I think this is from a week ago. So we're not going to end up being too early. So you can go in and watch this video. It's fantastic. And I'm going to skip through like the first few, because I think it's here when it actually starts getting good. Because like the slave trade joke is kind of soft stuff. I don't have much to say about it. You guys have heard about it. DSP character versus Phil Burnell. That's also pretty soft. It's a great way to start the interview, but at this point, yeah.
I feel like we can go on for an hour about this clip.
Controller made a new vid of Phil being bad at SF6.
Yeah, Cat Roller. Go subscribe to Cat Roller. But I don't know anything about Street Fighter 6, so for me it's just gonna be watching a dude like being bad at Street Fighter 6. It's not really much I can add to that. So I'm gonna start watching this for a little bit, then if I get bored or I want to leave, then I just leave. And there we go.
Let's talk about this. It seems like your biggest detractors are some of your earliest fans. Why do you think that is?
I've been doing this for 15 years.
Okay.
My first 5 years that I did it, I had absolutely no effort.
Now, first of all, I love the dynamic of this intro, of this interview, because Craig is the one who was supposed to be prepared. Adam was the one who was supposed to be paying attention to what is happening on the spot and judging pretty much neutrally what happens and calling out things as he hears them in real time. Craig is the one who knows what to expect and what direction DSP is going to go. Because like in this case, he's like, yeah, 15 years ago, blah, 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 blah. And Craig knows to expect that. So now he's going to be like, okay, Phil, yeah, we're talking about now.
Professional at all. I was being a jackass on camera. Someone made a video, and the video was called This Is How You Don't Play Metal Gear Solid 2. I'm just raging at this game constantly. They made this montage, and it blew up with popularity on the internet. And what ended up happening was people would take every playthrough I did moving forward and make a This Is How You Don't Play video.
Now, first, before we actually begin watching this whole thing, I would have to ask you, and I'm going to link this in the description as well, go and make sure to like the video, because what Dick Stroke and Phil did was dissect the whole 5-hour thing into a 1-hour montage. So it's so much easier to watch. It has timestamps for everything. It's the definitive way to experience the interview. And if you want the raw shit, you can go check out their original stream. You can go watch my stream. You can do like whatever. So yeah, make sure to go smash that like so this video can get a fucking view. Play it while you're sleeping in the background or something. Watch it like 1,000,000 times. Right? It's a fantastic video.
And
leave a comment telling him that you like him a lot. And you need your boyfriends. And he's the GOAT.
Base turned on me.
So your fan base turned on you because of what a video that somebody else did?
Right? That's a good call out.
Did you get bitter when that happened? Because when I hear,
oh my God, yes.
Do you think that bitterness changed the way that you were a content creator?
I don't think so. In hindsight, today I look at it and I'm like, that was an opportunity. I could have taken that and run with it. I could have done my own. But instead, I reacted so bitterly to it. People are stealing my content, man. That's theft. I outright said this in my videos. You stole my content without my permission. How dare you?
Well, that's what you just said right there. So you're admitting that you added this bitterness. 2 minutes ago, you said that's when they turned on you, before admitting that you actually were getting bitter. So don't you think that kind of correlates? Like maybe it was that moment when you didn't own up to the fact that people were making fun of you, being this king of hate guy. They're stealing my shit. You gotta own it. If you don't own it, then you're just a joke.
You see?
I'm the popular YouTuber. I'm the guy putting out all these videos.
Hold on, Phil. This is exactly where Adam fits into this. Because he heard DSP started off with, oh yeah, all my trolling started off with the "this is how you don't play" movement. And then Adam is like, but wait, it's your reaction to the "this is how you don't play" that started your trolling. It's not the actual video itself. Because your reaction made it so they made more videos like that. Because you show them you're an asshole who deserves videos like this to be made about.
Watching, I'm making money. How can you say that I'm doing something badly? I'm the one who has the successful business, not you. So who are you to throw criticism at me? My reaction to "this is how you don't play" directly fueled the fire for more people.
There we go.
And to escalate further.
So it kind of sounds like it's your fault. It's not fucking Evil AJ's fault for making a video you being bad at video games. It's your reaction to it.
It's my fault.
It's my fault. But now you go and you watch a video of him addressing it and talking about the like actually where his trolling began, and it's AJ's fault. It's his fault.
I was an innovator at the beginning, and I was a dinosaur 5 years in.
What would you say you innovated?
The commentary style and the ability to basically do a full-length playthrough with commentary over it.
Sounds like you're doing the exact same thing, Phil. It sounds like...
And yeah, this video is so fucking beautiful because it trims the fat to perfection. Like, because I know I'm usually used to the quick cuts by Dick Stroke and Phil, and it's like shit posty, like YouTube poop level of editing. But this one just it perfectly trims the fat. Everything is still in context as it was in the original, and it makes it so much more coherent. Because DSP, he goes on and on and on about some fucking rambly shit.
I'm the guy who plays different games and occasionally come to my channel to get some sort of shock value joke. Right? What differentiates you now from who you were a decade ago?
Wow. Geez, first of all, I have a whole new channel where now I'm doing React style content. And people are like, Phil, I hate React content. Reacting, that's lowbrow, that's minimum effort. That's the difference.
What's a day like look for you? Walk me through a day of Phil.
A day of Phil. A day of Phil sounds like some weird porno. A day of Phil. One of those like POV type of deals where you wake up next to a girl with like full-on makeup put on, and then you do some fun stuff all day.
Get you ready for the day.
I mean, you go to the zoo or stuff. What are you thinking about? Sex?
My stream usually goes on by 10:45.
Fucking losers. No, we have meaningful interactions.
Podcast. This is about an hour to an hour and a half long show where it's just discussion, and it could be a wide variety of topics, whether it's my gaming schedule, whether it's special events coming up, getting feedback from my viewers on how you like the things I'm currently doing, news stories.
I love this.
Do about a 3 to 4 hour gameplay stream. Then when that's done, I have to upload all that content. So, another half an hour roughly setting up uploads or whatever. And then if my wife's home from work, I'll spend
about an hour with my wife having dinner. I'm right back on stream again around 6:30. My work day starts roughly around 9:30, 10 a.m. and ends around 10 to 11 p.m. Then after that, I maybe have an hour to spend with my wife and relax at night.
Just based off of what you're saying right now, that
Look, being honest is probably pretty hard, right? 6 days a week, you have 2 streams a day. You're also the type of person to waste a bunch of time and bullshit about the amount of time you spend on stuff. It's probably pretty hard.
it doesn't seem like the most healthy lifestyle.
It isn't.
Do you feel that people who donate to your streams are enabling that lifestyle?
So you're saying through people showing up and supporting my streams, they're making me work more. Is that the question?
Maybe you have a pressure that you're putting on yourself to do that because this is your only job. If they're not there for you, then it's kind of like this mental addiction, almost getting addicted to super chats, numbers, analytics. You're clearly very much like watching it, so it's obviously on your mind.
I've talked about this many times over the last several years. I went through a bankruptcy because of really bad choices in my past and a combination of online trolling ruining a lot of my financial income with my business. I want to make something very clear here. I am trying to put myself out as a victim. A lot of people hate me. Every time that...
Okay, this was a shitposty level of edit, but come on. That's what the DSPV does.
It looks like things are getting better.
Originally, he says he's not trying to put himself as a victim. I know it's kind of...
These people will do something horrible to me or my family.
Bro, it was like, it's incredible the amount of deflection that he does. Every time we get to like a sensitive topic, it's immediately, these people, I can't tell you, these people, they pull up with the shotguns and the AKs and helicopters on me. I can't even go outside. I got 15 people in a standout outside. I can't even go out my front door.
Ruins financially.
My wife is at the watchtower with a sniper rifle, taking them down. These people, they're crazy.
2 years ago, I was a Twitch streamer. 900 subs a month. Things were going good. My trolls took the King of Hate mantra, which we just discussed earlier, and they got me kicked out of the Twitch Partner Program because of it.
What do you feel that they did to you to get you removed off Twitch specifically?
They organized a campaign. They took out of context clips, bad jokes from back then, which I've already publicly apologized for, and I don't do that kind of stuff regularly anymore.
Well, I just saw a bad clip from a year ago, so that...
Correct.
That's why he's the GOAT! That's called motherfucking bars, nigga!
That's not me anymore.
I know, but what you just said was just disproven.
Yeah, bro.
You just made it that same kind of racy joke.
Bro.
You're making the same kind of like inappropriate jokes that you were back then.
Correct.
So they're
Correct.
right. Are they right or are they wrong? I mean,
they're right in saying that I still make mistakes and I'm a
I
flawed.
still make mistakes and I'm a flawed human. That's what I've been doing all day here. And not all day, for the last 2 hours. I've been sitting here and being like, Phil, you make mistakes and you're a flawed human. And that's why you're the GOAT. That's what I say.
They're wrong in saying this is who Phil is.
This is who Phil is all the time.
We launched an investigation into your history and we found...
But bro, like, that's the thing. As a person, you're not defined by the normal actions you do. You're not defined by eating a burger or the fucking washing your hands or taking a shower. You're not defined by the things that regular people do. You're defined by the other things you do that people don't usually do. So sometimes it's good things, sometimes it's bad things, and that defines you as a good-ish person or a bad-ish person. Of course, everybody makes mistakes, but if you consistently make mistakes and they're recorded on the internet, that kind of defines you as a bad person.
That over the years you have used harmful slurs.
Harmful slurs. And especially that the whole thing is that the dude is 40 years old. He's not like fucking, I don't know, Aiden Ross or I don't know, fucking Sneeko, some like 22-year-old dude that says dumb shit on the internet who has plenty of space left to improve. The dude is 40. How much more are you gonna develop? How much more are you gonna improve? How much more do we have to wait for you to reach your final form? Bruh, how much more are you gonna grow?
That you said.
I believe...
Because like he's been growing since he's been in his early 30s. Like, come on, give me a break. You should have been grown up by then.
Was the N-word?
Did you say the N-word?
Yes.
Why do you want to be a streamer anymore? facing this? Like, wouldn't it?
I love these. The shit post edits are at the exactly right spots.
Or well-being and like your relationship with your wife and your family to just stop doing this for a little while, get a normal job, and just kind of take a breather?
A lot of people have said that to me. My mother said that to me.
Wait till I see your mother. You're in real trouble.
But, and of course, there's always a but. If I get a 9-to-5 job, I would never make as much money as I do on YouTube or Twitch or whatever.
That's really what it comes down to, is streaming is more profitable than getting a 9-to-5.
That's 50%.
That's 50%.
The other half is since I became a full-time streamer in 2017. This now, I would say, for 2017 till today, has been the absolute best time of my life, professionally and personally. I really feel like my fans are my friends. They're really good acquaintances. I learn stuff from my audience. I sat there making dumb jokes instead of actually making meaningful content.
I've seen clips of you say that your audience...
You can't convince me that this time he's having right now is better than when he had a barely legal girlfriend that had a really nice ass, and he could afford taking a week-long vacation at some stupid hotel and watching movies at the hotel while denying his barely legal girlfriend sex and filming all of it just to make money from it. You cannot tell me that this is better. You can't tell me. It seems like you're trying to convince yourself.
This is not your friends, right?
Like,
so,
you had a big house, you got a hot chick, you seem to be getting along like everybody in a relationship until some point, and then they're not getting along. That's just how sometimes relationships work out. And you had the ability to do whatever you want, basically. And he had a BMW. That's a pretty good point. You can't tell me now it's better. When you're old, your fucking back hurts, you got gout, you barely getting by, you have fucking mobile game addiction and all that shit. And you can't even feed your addiction. Because addictions can be really fun when you can feed them. They can be amazing.
So, like, are they your friends or are they not your friends? You're kind of speaking of both sides of your mouth here.
My audience are not close personal friends. At the same time,
there shouldn't be.
Here, this laptop, this chat is my social interaction with the world. Today it's like, Phil, let me tell you something. Something horrible happened in my life. And I came by your stream. At the end of that stream, I felt so much better. A fun, meaningful experience to me. And when people give me that feedback, that lets me know that what I'm doing is meaningful. This is the best time of my life because I'm helping people.
He's helping people. Bro, like, I talked about this my previous stream. The shit he's doing is not meaningful, right? He's a dude making video game videos and Let's Plays and a shitty podcast where it's just him talking to himself for an hour and a half. Just like what I do, by definition, is not meaningful. I talked about this and I explained why. Like, let's not dwell on this.
Every streamer has a relationship with their audience that's unique. But it seems like your relationship is a little different. You're very open that you are funded by your audience. What's wrong with having sponsors compared to having to rely on crowdfunding or your audience on a day-to-day basis?
Oh, you know, it's a double-edged sword. I have always, in the 15 years that I make content, always been critical of people who shill. In my React content last year, I watched someone who apparently is supposed to be doing a heartfelt message to about something going on. They're crying on stream, and on top of the stream, there's ads running.
But hold on, Phil, because there are times where you say, look, hey, I really need, I'm in a really tough spot now. I got this coming up. On the same screen, you have a tip tracker. Same.
That's why he's the GOAT.
They got him, man. They got him. Because he got all these canned excuses for every single thing. Every single thing, he had it prepared in his mind. And in his mind, when he would say something, and then they would say, hey, Phil, you know what? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I agree with you. I think you're right. And then they move on.
Type of thing, like saying like, hey, I'm in a really tough spot.
But it didn't go like that. It's like, hey, yeah, Phil, you actually do that? And... like, what you're saying right now contradicts your actual actions.
I really need you guys to help me out.
And this is like, it's really hard to appreciate it if you watched it on the spot, how well these guys did in pressing him and calling him out on hypocrisy, like on the spot. It's really like Adam was paying attention. He wasn't just there to like exist. And Craig did his homework. And I have to give him full credit for that. Like they did outstanding.
know, I'm going to be eating lunch meat sandwiches. What's wrong with lunch meat sandwiches sometimes?
There's nothing wrong with lunch meat sandwiches. I eat them a lot. There's a tracker.
He eats them a lot. Yeah, I want to pause on this. When do you guys think is the last time DSP ate a lunch meat sandwich? When do you think it was? I don't think he's had one in the last 5 years. Because there's these things that he doesn't want to do because he feels like it's beneath him. It's like actually like shopping in Walmart, like I don't know, like having a podcast with fucking wings or something. Because he has this like superiority complex. I don't think he's had him in the last like 5 years at least.
Watch a 4-hour stream.
Lunch meat sandwich. Because like with him, it's like, what, I'm going to eat a lunch meat sandwich? What, am I broke? What, am I a poor person? Am I the dregs of society?
Hit upon it. Wait.
I had some lunch meat today, by the way. I had some eggs and lunch meat for lunch. It was great. I have to say it was great. And for dinner, I had a chicken sandwich that I made myself. That was also good.
It'd be great when you get some more support on the stream or whatever today. Just sit there and talk about it constantly. But there's a difference between that and you could tell someone turned on a stream today to make money. There's people out there that I feel like the only reason that they're in it is because they saw dollar signs.
It sounds like projecting right now.
Oh, baller.
Minutes ago, the reason why you still do this is because you can make more money than a 9-to-5 job.
Half of it, right. Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty big half. I don't know, man. It seems like you're asking your audience for money consistently. The worst thing you can do is look at your audience.
Craig be like, it seems to me you're begging, Phil.
That's called motherfucking bars.
As a dollar. This is something that I don't agree with. But when money comes in and you reach a goal, you put on your vest or whatever, how are you taking that money and are you reinvesting it into your content? I mean, I get you have to pay bills. I get it. What value are you adding to your audience's experience to further that meaningful relationship that you're offering?
If we hit a monthly members goal on YouTube, if we hit a sub goal on Twitch, now instead of just doing our normal routine gameplay, I do an interactive event with the viewers and we'll talk for a series of weeks. What do you guys want to see?
Do an interactive event.
What is a react event? What does that mean?
A react would be, for example, let's say there's a documentary, 2 hours, right? That's going to take a major chunk out of my normal schedule. You hit that event. Now we're going to do special things. You know, this big react event, it's separate from all my other content, special things around it that I normally wouldn't do. I have a series. I know this sounds stupid. Feasting with the king. I order a meal and I eat a meal with my audience.
Still using the king moniker, I see.
Not the king of hate. That's the thing.
It doesn't matter.
Not the king of hate. Is the king of what then? The king of what? Say it. What is he the king of?
King.
And here, notice this. I'm gonna bring this up a little bit later on, but notice this. Keep this in mind.
That's what it was. So people are gonna make that connection.
You're right. I agree there. But anyway, no. I try my best to reinvest.
Right? You know? People will make that connection. What did he say a few days ago when he was talking about Adam or Craig? What are you so afraid of? Me calling myself the king. No, the whole idea was not that you call yourself a king, is that everybody associates this with the king of hate, right? And you're still cooking with the king, feasting with the king. The king of what? The king of hate, right? Because that's what it's left over from. How? It's like if I was the god of having sex with Phil's wife. And then I had a show making beats with the god. What would you associate it with? Me calling myself the god of what? Of having sex with Phil's wife, obviously.
Well, like I just said, doing something above and beyond.
That doesn't cost any money, though.
Correct, but then,
Correct.
Ordering 2 entrees and stuff, getting DoorDash. I hear what you're saying. What you're saying is, where's the money go?
He wanted to get to that point. He wanted to get to that generalized question. He wanted to basically ask himself the question, because that's what he was prepared with. Where does the money go? That was the question that he was prepared. And he prepared a piece of paper that says bills on it. That's what he had prepared.
Would you really like to know?
Would you like to know?
You are asking the people out there that have been supporting you. I feel like they want to know. You said, like, what do we want to know? This isn't for us. This is for the people out there that are like, what about the $5,000 a month?
You went through bankruptcy. That's pretty public. The $5,000 business expense thing has been talked about by your detractors quite a bit. They say, what could you possibly be spending $5,000 on? What do your business expenses look like?
Okay, so first of all, I believe that the $5,000 a month number came off of a tax return. You guys probably know more than me because you've probably been inundated with this for 2 weeks while I'm so far removed from this.
I want to hear it from you.
I think what happened was when I filed for bankruptcy, a lot of information goes public. And I guess there was a number that was thrown out there that it looks like Phil spends $5,000 a month on business expenses. Now, what are considered expenses that a tax attorney wants to know you're spending every month? Your mortgage. I guess that's part of it. I don't know.
Hold on. Phil, you've been doing this for 17 years and you don't know what your business expenses are? You don't know what you get tax write-offs on and stuff?
No, I don't.
That's a scam!
Here's the thing, all right? We're really going to get to the meat of it is this stupid WWE champion bullshit.
We'll get to that, but I want to stay on this for a minute. Walk me through this.
I would assume expenses are including everything that I do, and that could include mortgage, any insurance that I'm paying that relates to the business, health insurance and or medical costs, utilities and all of that. I'm not going to sit here and go back to a 2010 tax return.
This is from 2010? That's $5,000 a month?
Oh, excuse me. Did I say 2010? I meant 2020. That's totally my fault. I meant 2020.
Well, but in the vast majority of time, winners in bankruptcy experience some sort of relief. Whatever the debt is, it's gone.
This is I would just like to add to the point of him not knowing what his expenses are. For somebody who talks this excruciating amount of talk about taxes, he should know every single dollar in what it goes on. Because, he was in this big trouble back a few years ago when he had to beg for $16,000 and he couldn't get all of them from his fans, so he had to ask them from his mama. So if you're in this position, you should know everything about it. It's like somebody talking about guns constantly, right? And he makes like a whole channel about guns. Not a whole channel, but they talk a lot about guns. And then you start talking to them about guns and they're like, yeah, this is what they call, I guess, like a trigger. And when you pull it, it goes like pow, pow. And then it fires the bullet. That's how guns work.
Why do you have to go back to the well, going back to your audience and ask your audience to crowdfund your content?
The bankruptcy goes through around mid to late 2020, but there's still debt that remains. There's still taxes. And taxes is a big thing because for years there, I was not able to pay my federal taxes properly.
You couldn't pay them or you didn't prepare to pay them properly. There's a difference.
Oh, this is great because I don't think they expected to talk about this. Hey, what's up for Retro's sake? What's up, man? How's it going? I don't think they expected him to talk about taxes, but he brought it up. And they were like, hey, yeah, by the way, the taxes. Did you actually prepare for them? Or you were just kind of spending all your money? You know what I mean?
Hold on, I thought you said that you paid a guy to do your taxes.
I do.
It seems really irresponsible for somebody who works online and has done so for 17 years to have a tax person.
Do not please. That my tax guy is great.
The money is already in your account. So why would you have trouble spending? Why would you have trouble with that? I'm really having a hard time following this. It's either being spent before it's time to pay taxes, or I don't know. I don't know. Please walk me through it.
I don't know, dude.
Okay. So,
I don't even know how this works. Why can't you pay your taxes, Phil? And the thing is, like, how humiliating is this? To like go on somebody else's fucking stream for 5 hours and they ask you about how you pay your taxes and all this other shit. Like he's like a 16-year-old. This is like a grown-ass man with a family and a wife and a cat. It's humiliating. It's so like emasculating. And it just makes him feel like a baby if like grown-ass men have to sit there and be like, oh yeah, Phil, so can we talk about like how you pay your taxes and why you can't pay your taxes?
That I get from my viewers, like tips, let's say. The other revenue stream is the other income that I get from YouTube. Ad revenue, super chats, memberships, and all of that. Daily I get...
The thing is, I think his wife watched this and she thought it was a trap and she thought it went bad and they like asked him a lot of stuff. So the only person who thought it was good, like coming out of it, was Phil himself. He thought he actually did well. And I would like to ask Craig if I could talk to him, I could probably DM him. I want to know what other questions he had for DSP, because there was obviously a lot more for them to tackle, but I wish I would just know what else would they ask him about.
Tips, and that essentially is the money that I'm using day to day to pay some bills, go grocery shopping, buy a new game for the stream coming up. The YouTube money that comes in behind the scenes is what I use to do all my ongoing recurring payments, my mortgage, my car. The bankruptcy happens. Great. I'm actually getting more popular on Twitch. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Every time in life I feel like I'm getting ahead, something happens and screws me over. I'm serious. It's like a comedy of errors.
Once again, Phil, then why not remove all that and just do something different? If you keep running into a wall, at a certain point, don't you need to like self-reflect and say like, look, man, I'm running into this wall. I should probably not be doing this or change my approach to it.
Mm-hmm. Let's be honest, a major factor is money.
Major factor. I mean, it sounds like it is the factor. I mean, it sounds like you're just spending the money as it coming in instead of saving and preparing for the next month.
I need 1 year to make content and not have my trolls.
It's never going to happen.
I agree
Never.
with you. I now agree with you. I know that now. Let's say right now, cold turkey, I quit YouTube. I can't find a job out there that's going to pay what I'm doing now.
Here's the thing. He could get a part-time job. And how you go into a job interview you go in the mindset of, I've been off the job market for a long time, and that's what you tell the interviewer, because obviously they'll know. So they will appreciate your sense of self-awareness. You say, I wanted to get back into the job market. You know, I wanted to like get back into working because I've been doing this online thing and it's not doing very well. So I wanted to like, you know, socialize and get into it and so on and so forth. I think people are going to appreciate that. But he's going into this already feeling defeated. He's going into this already with a major like negative mindset. So nobody wants to hire somebody like this.
Who's going to hire a 40-year-old guy that hasn't done anything besides, you know...
Hey, big ups Inaban for the children membership, dude.
Online streaming business.
Nobody with that attitude. You're already defeated. Not even worth trying. You're putting yourself in this hamster wheel that Craig was mentioning earlier. It sounds miserable to me.
And I'd just like to kind of continue on with that, right? Do you have a business plan? Are you saving money? Because it doesn't sound like you are. It doesn't seem very forward thinking. Dude, you're 40 years old and you're going to be doing this when you're 60.
Currently, do I have a business plan? No. How can I set a plan when these people won't allow me to even have any level of stability in my life for even a few months?
You make another business plan. What choice do you have? The only choice is to make a new one and continue moving forward.
I will not be beaten by these people.
What you just said sounded like you were.
I do have a future vision. The problem is, if I fully explain it, they're going to try to ruin it. I should have said that. I'm sorry about that.
His future vision is to get credit again. That's his whole vision. That's his whole plan. He's explained it. He's going to get credit again, and then he's going to refinance his house and get in more debt.
I don't want to be here on stream every day saying...
And here he tries to cry because he realized that they're pressing him too much, and the only way to get out of this is by pulling a sympathy card. I don't want to beg.
People toss me a few...
And he puts on the Mickey Mouse voice. I don't want to beg you guys. Oh, I don't want to be the guy on level 1.
Bucks? Oh my god, that's the worst feeling every time I effing do it. That's obnoxious. I just want to play games and chill with my audience.
I'm sorry, Phil. Begging for money is never a good look for anyone.
Completely agree. I can't dispute it. I wouldn't beg if you didn't keep messing with my income.
You had an opportunity with Keemstar to go on there.
You know what the trolls do is every week we have a meeting and we're like, guys, this week we're gonna mess with Phil's income. Any ideas? And then somebody raises their hand. I'm gonna make a troll video. I'm gonna report him. I'm gonna copyright strike him. And all these ideas, we throw around the best ones.
It was $50,000 was being offered to you. $50K. Why not do that? That would clear up so much of your financial burden.
Because that's not what happened. You've been told a story that's not true. I have to tell you what actually happened. Over the years, this guy has a horrible reputation on YouTube. And basically, he had been pretty nasty to me a few times, tweets and things like that. If you have a bad day, they're having a good one because you had a bad day. What kind of content is that? You're benefiting from someone else's personal drama and misery. All of a sudden, it was last year, he's making public tweets. Someone tell Darkside Phil I want to talk to him right now.
Right
Contact
now.
him. Tell him I
He
need
was yelling on Twitter.
$50,000 on the table and he needs to contact me right now. First of all, is that how you start a business relationship? Is you scream on your Twitter?
You scream on Twitter.
Traditionally, no, but we're not dealing with Coca-Cola. We're dealing with Keemstar.
Yeah.
$50,000 on Twitter. People go, whoa.
You're doing that same thing. You're bitter that he's not approaching you respectfully.
Why not just take it, cash the check, and then you're golden?
Yeah, bro, you just like, at least you hear him out to the biggest extent you can. So you pick up his call, because we know Phil can leave the stream at any time to close his window or look after Jasper or mix his sauce. He can get off stream for 5 minutes to hear from somebody who wants to offer him 50K.
Eventually, I had to DM him on Twitter to even get his attention because he wouldn't contact me. I don't want to talk about it in a DM. We got to have a phone call. Okay, that's reasonable.
Okay.
Right? Let's have a phone call. I wait, the call never comes. It's been like 2 days, the call never comes. Maybe he's not serious about it. I don't know. I don't know what's going on in this guy's head. All of a sudden, I'm on streams. He starts calling me when I'm on streams. There was no offer to me of being on an interview for $50,000. That's a lie.
It sounds like there's miscommunication here. If we were to get Keemstar on the show right now, would you be open to that?
Absolutely not. Not after all the stuff that happened after that.
So you would not be open to talking to him right now?
What happened after that?
I'm going to do business with Keemstar. Not after the things I now know about him and the other things that he said and done. Absolutely not. I feel like having any association with that guy in the long term is just going to hurt rather than help.
So how do you square the idea of not taking Keemstar's money, but taking it from your audience? You don't know where that money's coming from, right? How do you square yourself with that?
Like, Keemstar money is, I'm taking money for a direct project that apparently is going to be a long-term business relationship with this guy. I'm associating myself with a guy who I don't respect, don't like the content he puts on the internet, versus people who watch me, like who I am, like what I stand for, want to support that effort to keep it going. But here's the thing. Can you be held accountable for your viewership?
You are the leader of your community. You are the people that everyone looks to on how somebody should act, how somebody should interact with other people in your chat. I think ultimately your community emulates the hosts. Where's the line? Let's just say you have a community member that you know there's visual evidence of them doing something bad or at least alluding to something negative, something that would be shunned in a normal society. You know they're a part of your community. I'm not going to reference any specific community members. This is not about
This is not about a specific community member, you guys. It's not about a specific community member. It's just, let's say for example, some like random people, let's call him Derish. Derish had a bunch of playlists of little children that were called Cute Kids and had 200 videos in a single playlist of those cute kids, right? And Derish was also harassing people on a daily basis. Let's say they're, I don't know, let's say they're sex workers, for example. It could be anything. I don't know, would you want to have this guy to be a prominent member of your community, Mr. Derish?
Here to talk to you.
So Keem actually just tweeted, and I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Uh-oh, Keem tweeted.
DSP is lying in this live interview.
This is hot.
At the agreed times, he ignored my calls for 50K up front to stream to under 200 live viewers, begging for them to pay his rent and bills. Both Wings and Boogie agreed. The only reason it didn't happen was because of DSP. That's
a blatant lie. He called me when I was
on a blatant lie.
When I was on stream wondering why.
So what?
It's just blatantly
Are
false.
you streaming with the president or something? Like, the dude is acting like he can't step away from streaming in front of 200 people who would totally understand if he had to get a call.
To my knowledge, he never actually called
So
me
ridiculous.
during the times that we talked when he was available. I can't be involved business with what he stands for. I'm the kind of guy that if I can help it, I won't shop at Walmart.
If I can help it, I won't shop at Walmart. And didn't he say that Walmart is for the dregs of society? I won't shop at Walmart. Why did you think this would make any kind of a point? Why? Why would you think that? What were you thinking? That saying you don't want to shop at Walmart would make a point that you're a good person. You don't want to enable bad companies. Yeah, we shop at Costco. I'm sure Costco has never done a bad thing. They've never done anything bad or mistreated their workers.
from Keemstar is kind of like blood money.
Didn't you start your career on like drama and hate?
Oh, wait, this is great. This is a great segment. Please enjoy.
Oh, okay, that's different. And here's the thing. You're right.
How's that different?
Because I've changed now.
I'm sorry. You sound like the abusive ex-boyfriend trying to get back with his girl. I've changed now. Don't worry about it.
Adam, you're talking about something that happened in the first half of the 2000s.
I know. I'm just calling, as I said. It just sounds funny, like hearing that. That I changed now. That's why
he's the GOAT!
This is so good, man. The whole quote, oh yeah, that's okay, I've changed now. He said it so casually. Well, that's fine, because I've changed now. Hear it again.
Don't worry. And you're right.
You're right.
How's that different?
Because I've changed now.
Because I've changed now. He said it so casually, man. I love this quote. Yeah, that's fine, because I've changed now.
I'm sorry.
I'm now new Phil. That used to be back then, old Phil, like 2 months ago.
You sound like the abusive ex-boyfriend trying to get back with his girl. I've changed now. Don't worry about it.
Adam, you're talking about something that happened in the first half of the 2000s.
I know. I'm just calling, as I said. It just sounds funny, like hearing that.
Yeah.
That I changed now. That line is so. I don't know, overused.
Dude, I've changed now. You don't see, I'm wearing a different t-shirt. I'm not the same guy I was in the beginning of this stream, because I used to have a hoodie on, and now I have a t-shirt on.
It was an online troll in the community. Absolutely. There was online harassment that happened. Absolutely.
All right, let's continue on. Let's go into WWE champions. Just a real simple yes or no. Do you currently still play WWE champions?
Yes.
Why are you so hesitant to talk about that?
You know, it's nothing that I would think that my audience would be super interested in. But what's ended up happening is, over the years, every little thing that I mentioned somehow gets twisted into something distorted or messed up by my detractors to make me look bad. This is
so a little thing in this context. Let's put this in the context of champions. A little thing is him mentioning that he used to be addicted to Supercard and spending tons of money on it to get the new Hulk Hogan card in Supercard, a WWE mobile game. And then admitting to exactly how he spends money on like the prepaid gift cards for iTunes. iTunes in particular. This is the little things, right? Somehow it happens that those little things have a lot of details to them. It's like a nugget of truth, but the nugget is like very crispy and it's very big.
Prime example of them trying to orchestrate something.
Can I ask you, Phil, have you ever spent money on this game?
Of course I have, yes.
Have you spent a lot of money on this game?
Good question. What does a lot mean?
What does the lot mean? That's the cool thing. And then Phil goes on his own stream and is like, if we get a big contribution today, I'm gonna take a shot. What is a big contribution, Phil? He knows, like, this is the thing. When he gets to call it out, he can call out his own bullshit. But when he pulls up that bullshit, we don't know what it is. Like when he mentioned, I need a lot of money for taxes. The more I can raise, the better. What does a lot of money mean, Phil? Because apparently for him, a lot of money isn't $10,000 that Wings and Boogie are getting to fight. That's not a lot of money. So we need like, what, 20 grand, 30 grand, 500 grand?
Over $100 is too much on a mobile game.
Yes, I spent over $100 on it.
How much money have you spent in this game?
It's definitely total under $1,000.
That's not what people think.
Stop lying.
Oh,
They
I
think
know.
that you're some sort of a whale in that game. Well, we started talking about it, and you instantly went into just attacking other people. You're instantly going to they're making up shit. But you do play this game. You have spent money on it. And
Correct.
I think what's happening is when you're begging your audience for money and then complaining that, you know, this King's Feast is too expensive for a $60 meal, and you're stressing
The
for
King's
money,
Feast.
and then putting money into a game that is a mobile game that is, I mean, let's face it, mobile games are not necessary in life. They look like Candy Crush. You're just using them like using your audience. You beg too much. It's not a good look. Why do they think you're a whale? Where are they getting this?
I don't exactly know. There was an account in the game.
I will help you out, Phil. I will help you out. Because I've actually looked over the data as the obsessed, mentally ill ne'er-do-well I am. I will tell you exactly why. There was an account in the game that was called They Call Me DSP. Then that account spent a lot of money in the game to the extent where people started tracking it. Then that same account was found in Discord servers talking about the game. Then that account changed its name to The Gun Show 82. And so it happens that 82 is the year that Darkside Phil was born in. That's just a coincidence. And then that account changed its name to Down from the Rafters, which is something that only big whale accounts can do because people in the video game can't actually change their name, right? Because they have to be very big whales if they have to make an exception. And then that account was also found to be linked with the Line app, which was an app that you use to text your fellow guild members, you know, the people in the video game that you play with in a team, so you can all get points. Then that account was linked to Phil's phone number. Get a load of this. And then that account changed the name to Down from the Rafters. I think I said this already, but it happened. And that account logs in when Phil is not streaming and spends money on the video game like crazy. Which, I don't know. I don't know, man. And then we get into the bank leaks, but we'll get that in a second. Just bear with me.
The name of the account was They Call Me DSP.
Which is also your Twitter handle.
That's correct.
That's correct.
Assuming that's me in the game. Now, that's not me in the game. It is not, by the way. That is not my account in the game.
What is your account in the game?
That I'm not going to say. And if you're going to say why, because I have an account.
You had this loaded up.
Basically, my Apple device that kind of crosses over a lot of different accounts. And if I were to tell you information, these people will absolutely use that to hurt me.
Right? So this is what he had prepared, is that this is not my account, and if you ask what my account is, I will tell you that if you ask this, you're hurting my family, because this account links to other accounts that will hurt my family. If you know my account for WWE Champions, you can probably just show up at my door with a katana and slice up Cat, so I can't risk that, and I'm not telling you.
On the record, you're saying...
And this is the pre-canned response that he had. This is like, just throw it in the microwave for a minute, it's done. That's the response he had.
They Call Me DSP is not you.
That's correct.
Here's the thing that I'm having a hard time wrapping my brain around. That name was changed later to Down from the Rafters, right? Why would somebody, if this is a troll, why would they change the name? If they're just trolling you with They Call Me DSP, why would they then change the name if it's just a troll to begin with?
I agree with you. That doesn't seem to make sense. I have no clue because this is not me. You know, this is not Darkside Phil.
It's Darkside Patrick.
Okay, look, there's a lot here. There's a lot here.
Adam tried to break the tension because we cut right into the bone here, and Adam was like, "Hey, it's Patrick." Anyone? Patrick? Who the fuck is Patrick?
Once somebody gives you money, you can do what you want with the money. But I think that when you play this game and you have this whale that has the exact same Twitter handle that you have. People have been very aggressive with you to the point to where they have leaked bank statements.
This was a beautiful transition because this is exactly the way you should tackle things. Bring up champions first, he's gonna deny it, and then you're like, well, by the way, let's talk about the hundreds of transactions to PayPal for a minute, shall we?
Into these leaks, there have been hundreds of transactions to the Apple Store, hundreds of dollars. Were those your transactions?
No.
So those were not tied to you at all?
No. Now we have to get into the identity theft thing, okay? The bank leaks are not accurate. That's not my account at all. So
now this is the breaking point where the real people who actually pay attention, you know, the detractors, they knew here. It's finished. This is finished. Because this is his bank account. Like, I don't know how I can stress this out. This is his bank account.
Someone else's account.
And they're going to bring that up because Craig did his research. He knows what's up.
I don't know whose.
Just so we're on the same page, you're saying that this account that is not yours, that had thousands of dollars fees to the Apple Store consistently, you're saying that that is not your account at all, and they were unsuccessful in hacking your bank account.
They did not hack my bank account. They did not have access to my bank account.
It seems awfully convenient.
Now, this debunks two of the previous points that DSP made, which was that they hacked my bank account and they stole on 3 separate instances. 3 times they stole $3,000 each. So to a sum of $9,000 stolen from somebody that we know for a fact does not have $9,000, because if he had, he wouldn't be fucking begging. Let's be honest. I'm just being honest here and transparent to the best of my abilities without putting my family at risk. You know how this works. So this contradicts one of his previous lies. So he either lied then or he is lying now. But in any case, he is a liar. Let's keep going.
Right. That sounds awfully convenient.
It does sound very convenient.
Someone looking from the outside in looks at this and raises an eyebrow.
From an outside perspective, I mean, you are playing it when you should have been saving for taxes. It is your username. There are all these bank statements that actually correlate perfectly with this game. I'm leaning more towards that side of the story because it makes more sense.
I really don't have a way to prove my innocence without further exposing myself.
Do you have a police report? Did you not go?
Oh, and this is the breaking point. And he just starts looking all over the place. When the dude asks him, "Hey, dude, your identity got stolen. Did you go to the cops? Did you like ask him like, hey, cops, you know this whole thing with my identity being stolen? You know what it is? Can you do something about it?"
To the police when your identity was hacked?
No, I went to...
And he like, I don't know why he's looking all over the place here. Is he pretending to be thinking? He knows he didn't go to the police. He's just thinking about how he's gonna lie next.
To all my financial institutions, I went to the credit bureaus.
You didn't go to the police, though, when someone was stealing your identity. Why wouldn't you do that?
I didn't even think to do it.
He didn't even think to do it. And that's why he's the GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT!
That's what I'm talking about. Bruh. Bro, the moment he gets pushed, he folds like that little piece of paper that says bills on it. It's ridiculous. He turns into fucking origami at the smallest bit of like pressure. It's like, hey Phil, did you bitched about this like identity theft thing? Did you go to the cops? I didn't even think to do it. What? You would have gotten your fucking identity stolen? You didn't go to the cops?
What would they do about it?
What would they do about it?
I mean, I guess maybe, but
You addressed the bank leaks on a stream. Why? If they're not yours, why?
Well, what do you mean by that? Like, are you referencing a specific stream that I did?
Yes, I actually am. I actually am. Because it was the first stream I remembered. I was with my ex-girlfriend. We came back from her parents' place. I was re-streaming that because I saw on Twitter he was going to do that. I was just starting off. And it was for the first time ever I saw there was 50 people waiting for the stream to start. And I was like, man, this is going to be a big stream. So I do remember the stream itself. I absolutely remember that specific stream. I can probably pull it up if I actually tried. So yes, he did have a specific stream when he addressed it.
Why did you feel the need to talk about the bank leaks if they weren't yours? There's been matchmaking based off of your life, going to restaurants, big events in WWE Champions, things like that line up perfectly with this bank account. If we were in the court of law and somebody was to bring all this evidence, I think that's the thing that I'm really struggling with here, man, is it just seems like if you would just say, yeah, it was my bank account. By the way, I play WWE Champions. These things are accurate. I think people would just be like, okay, and they'd be cool with it. But it just seems like you keep digging and digging and digging, and there's just like mounds and mounds of evidence. And the only evidence that you're putting out is, well, no, it's not. It doesn't make sense. This doesn't add up.
I guess.
Well, this is the thing. He expects you to believe how many things? Let's go through the list here. So he went. They were spending with appropriate amounts at places that he frequents. We're talking about Fred Meyer. We're talking about Curls and Twirls when he gets a haircut. And you can directly see when he's getting a haircut because he shows up on stream and he has a haircut. You can see the PetSmart spending because he has a pet. You can see, what else? It was some other stuff like Bahama Breeze and other stuff and like fucking, I don't know, DoorDash or whatever. You can trace them like exactly like every single fucking thing. Oh yeah, alcohol from Total Wine. You can see Total Wine, 100%. And then like they're all in the area. You can literally track them. Somebody else earlier in chat said, yeah, Lake Raka said, the bank league showed purchases at the pet store. He could have called the cops and check if the video footage at the store, and they could have caught the guy. But how do you catch yourself? You want to get yourself caught? You don't want to get yourself caught. So he expects you to believe this whole other, like, universe of events where you would actually have to try really hard to believe. You have to, like, I don't even know what. You have to gaslight yourself to actually believe that shit. As opposed to just looking at the data and being like, oh yeah, this dude, he lives in fucking Renton, and all these spendings are around Renton, and all these spendings are for things that he actually does, which is Total Wine and Curls and Twirls, where, by the way, additional evidence, you can find a picture of what very much resembles to be Cat on the Curls and Twirls website or their Instagram or something, which is like, people did a very detailed science to kind of prove that it was her, or at least like a very convincing doppelganger with a pink hair. I hope somebody someday asks them, hey Phil, what color is Cat's hair now, by the way? I'm just asking.
What you're saying is there's transactions on
So
that.
yeah, the bottom line is that he expects you to believe an entire different fucking universe of stuff so he could be innocent, as opposed to information that you can actually just look at and be like, hey, I can see where this is coming from. This is reasonable.
Correlate that's something that's been proven that I spent money on. How would that even be proven?
I mean, maybe you went to a restaurant.
Oh yeah, there was the, not Firestone itself, but he had car trouble one of the days, and there was a transaction from the car place where it cost like $20 or something like it.
You said, hey, I'm gonna go to dinner tonight.
Yeah, the cat picture is definitely on Kiwi Farms under the cat speculation thread. I'm sure it's there 100%. I could probably find it if I tried to actually look for it now, but I don't know how I would do that.
And then there's a transaction at a local
Actually, I'm gonna give it a shot.
That may add up to a couple people dining at a restaurant.
If I were sitting where you were right now and hearing this story, you know, I'd be like, he's probably lying. I don't know how to defend myself without putting myself and my family at personal risk, and that's the problem.
You have my email. Will you send me a screenshot of your WWE account just between us? And I will vouch for you either way.
I'll consider it, but I can't agree to it.
I think you got to look at what's to benefit more than what's to risk. If you want to remain on the internet, that would actually do more for you than you think.
There's a tremendous opportunity here for...
Hey, there we go. I was actually pretty fast. So here we go. I will pull it up in a separate thing, and here it is. Right? Oh, we gotta go through the DDoS retarding. There we go. Picture top right. Top right. What do we have here as evidence? Bad makeup, first thing. Second of all, we have the signature jawline, which is just like... Then we have the nose that looks very suspicious. I don't know. I mean, you can make your own decisions. I don't know. I think it's her. That, of course, it's not much in the way of evidence, but it does look like it's her. And she does have that pink hair. You know how Phil hates people with pink hair? Oh, they fucking color their hair like pink, like fucking Muppets. And now his wife is a Muppet. Anyways, this was on the Curls and Twirls website for them to show off the great work they do. I would like to get in the DMs of the lady on the top left. I'm sure she would be something. But anyways, I love the horse.
I love the horse?
Unrelated. Anyways, let's go back to this. So this is one of the things where it's like, it's not much in the way of proof, but it is something. It is pretty interesting. It's interesting to say the least.
Nice to a lot of people who don't see you as human. I'm trying to help you out here, man. I really am.
Could I bring up one point about these bank statements?
Sure, yeah.
I saw some of this supposed bank statements that are mine. Okay, there's a bunch of transactions on there that say iTunes.
Isn't the iTunes like where the microtransactions from games get charged?
Exactly. And now we see Phil thought of some defense mechanisms that could make him seem less guilty because he knew he really didn't have much. So he had them loaded up in the chamber, but it didn't work.
So that actually would make sense.
It would make no. You're okay.
No.
Correct, but the money.
You're correct, but you're actually not right.
Account. Why are there bank transactions for iTunes? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, there's a lot of things that haven't made a whole lot of logical sense here, Phil. I mean, let's just be real. There's a lot here that doesn't add up.
The point I'm making is the money's in the PayPal account.
Hold on, I know what you're saying. But on PayPal, you can actually use PayPal and you could click use balance or use your bank account. And it'll just pull the money.
And the way he says is like he didn't know. Like, Phil, you told your viewers the same thing, right? When you made them fucking give you tips back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean like a year ago when he was lying about PayPal. Like, he was fucking thinking everybody else was stupid. He was bringing this up. You know, you don't actually have to have a PayPal account. You could just go on PayPal. I'm going to put the Mickey Mouse voice for this. You could just go on PayPal, okay? And you could click on use bank account. That's exactly what he was trying to do.
From your bank account.
He knows all of this shit, and now he's acting like he's stupid. Because Adam was like, hey, Phil, you actually like kind of bullshitting on this. Let me tell you something, brother.
But using PayPal as the payment service. So that's irrelevant because you can choose where the money's coming from on PayPal.
Every day I'm begging my audience for money. It goes to my PayPal and then I immediately spend that on WWE Champions.
Do you play any other mobile games?
Yes.
Do you feel that you're addicted to them at all?
No.
So let's. Okay, you say you're not addicted, although you have been addicted to mobile games in the past, right?
Yes.
You used to play a mobile game that was WWE related.
Yes.
Okay?
Right.
You were addicted to that game. New game comes out. You play that game. You have transactions that line up with major events. I'm getting DM pictures of you in the WWE Champions Discord, right? Make it make sense. Like, this doesn't make sense.
You have to research the psychology behind that hair color on cat. You will be enlightened.
The psychology behind like this type of pink? I guess? I don't know.
I have such a hard time believing that there's
biggest new mega.
So hell-bent, this evil plan.
I don't know what the psychology would be.
That they're willing to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on WWE champions just so they can make you look bad. I don't buy it. Like, we're looking.
Nobody buys it, dude.
It just so happens to be around where you live. That just so happens to be shopping and dining where you're at. It's just way too elaborate, man.
I hear you.
I hear you,
What
dude.
about these accounts, the Down from the Rafters, the DSP account? Why are they tied to your phone number?
That I don't know, and I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means. How can they be tied to a phone number? And you watch any of his pre-streams in the last week, and he's like every day, especially in the one when he talks about Linus Tech Tips getting hacked. He's like, oh yeah, you know, apparently they didn't have two-factor authorization on. And you might ask me, what is two-factor authorization? Now listen up here. Now, two-factor authorization is when you link your mobile device, and so and so and so.
Beat his addictions. I spent a lot of money and effort to beat mine. He's clearly still hooked or never was.
He's still hooked, bro. He's just in denial now. He's like, because he's a master of the self-pignosis. He's master of deluding himself, which is not a good quality. When I say he's a master at it, I don't mean that as a good thing. That's a bad thing. Because it's a negative thing. But he can justify, like, he can still be, like, drinking himself into sleep every single day, but be like, oh, I don't get hangovers, so I guess I'm not addicted. And he can do this same line of logic as to anything else in his life. As long as he can convince himself, he can be anything he wants to be. I mean, he convinced himself he's successful.
From WWE, and we'll talk about something else. You have been doxxed.
Let's talk about something else.
Ridiculous, right? But you have also been accused of doxing.
By the way, I have your IP, I have your name, and I have your address.
I gotta give him credit. This was fucking beautiful. I love this. And the fact that they showed that it's from the Phil Callens Twitter account, that it's an actual troll, it makes it even better. I fucking love that. And in regards to Phil being doxxed, he revealed literally all of his information on the internet. He had his personal home address on his business card. And his business card was for a fucking online business. Bruh, Why would you put your address on that? And then he showed it in some like some letters that he got in the mail. He was showing them in a video. So he showed all of his shit on video himself. All of it.
So, congratulations. I got you.
Do you think that's okay?
It sounds like a threat, right?
Pretty sure it was a threat. That is definitely a threat.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It absolutely is. It absolutely is.
It was me venting anger.
That's a threat, dude.
Correct. It was me venting anger.
Correct.
In a threatening manner.
You say you've changed, but that racist video...
And you see, he tries to, like, recontextualize it. He tries to be like, well, no, it's not. It's me venting anger in a threatening manner. That does not constitute a threat, even though it's exactly the same thing I said, but in a different way with extra steps. It's like a threat, but with extra steps.
Little girl was only like 7 months ago. It wasn't a year ago. That's pretty recent, dude.
You can say it's racist. That was not what I was making a joke about.
Bro, I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. I know you claim that it isn't, but it really did sound that way.
A lot of this conversation, Phil, has been you deny.
And again, this video is edited very much in context. Of course, you can go watch the whole thing, but this is like it all condensed into 1 hour. So it's incredible job by Dick Stroke and Phil. Again, link is pinned in the chat, so you can go click it. Make sure to drop a like.
You haven't given any facts to back it up. I feel like just across the board, there's this entire mountain of evidence here, and you're just saying, well, no, it's not. When there's a mountain of evidence, you can't just say like, well, no, that's not true.
I think it comes with being one of the most prolific content creaters of gaming that have been, over 100,000 videos.
There's that illusions of grandeur.
No, I don't care. I'm not saying it's good content. When I put myself out there that much, there's just that much more to microanalyze. Oh, if we make that video about Phil, you're getting the clickbait views. You're getting money because you're probably running ads on the video. This is how you don't play. I became the whipping boy of the internet. People made entire channels that were profitable based off just making fun of me, right? They call us lol cows, correct?
Right.
Correct.
So you got Wings of Redemption, Boogie. We're targets.
Look,
we're targets. We're victims.
You have people who enjoy seeing you fail or laugh seeing you fail. Have you thought about going to therapy?
I've never formally talked to anyone. I'm not anti-therapy or anything like that. But no, I have just never gotten to that point where I've considered doing or seriously pursued that.
Is it because you think that it's not you, it's everyone else?
No.
That's the
I'm a flawed human, man.
It does feel like you kind of have like, well, I've changed, so people should understand that. And like, there's been so many times where we've asked a question and your response was instantly blaming other people. That was a consistent answer throughout the entire 3 hours and 10 minutes that we've been live.
Phil, we want nothing but good things for you, right? We don't want negative things to come from this. Adam is correct. What about this? Well, my detractors, I just go back to it, man. It just seems like there's just this mountain of evidence, JFK level conspiracy theory here. If all this stuff lines up the way it does.
Here's the story, okay? When I was first talking with my now wife, started dating, and after a few months, she visited for Christmas. Okay, this was Christmas in 2016.
It's a very interesting story, by the way.
Pictures while she was here, but I didn't take a picture of her face.
Even they call him out on this bullshit.
I just took a picture of her back. I'm not making this up. There were people, my haters, made up an entire fabricated story about that was not someone I was dating. That was an escort that I was paying. The money that I was bringing in on streams, I was paying for a European escort and flying this escort across the globe to spend Christmas with me.
First of all, right, this was not the trolls that did it. It was a couple from the Netherlands who specialized into doing exactly that stuff. It wasn't trolls. They just saw he was getting trolled and they did it because they thought he was an easy target. And they happened to jump in at the best time because he was actually shipping in a girlfriend to have the girlfriend experience with her. So the trolls did not do that. If anything, they proved that it wasn't correct.
What does that have to do with anything, though?
Well, let's continue, okay? They had evidence of it, documented evidence. Guess what? The whole thing was fake. It was all my haters.
Well, now hold on.
Hold on.
Your detractors actually cleared you of that and said like, no, this doesn't add up.
It was literally Kiwi Farms that debunked all of that by taking notes and keeping track of all that activity because that catfish was posting on Kiwi Farms. And the stories, they didn't make a lot of sense. They didn't make sense. and then they were like, hey, make this make sense, kind of like Craig.
Right, they're the ones who apparently put the evidence out that said like, hey, this is.
And
not-
at this point, Adam is just like, man, this dude is fucking trolling. This dude has to be bullshitting.
This is not the case.
That's fair. Did anything change positively when that was disproved? No. There was someone who made a video about it. Secret Limited is someone who once a year...
Shout out Secret Limited.
...video about me, highlights all my mistakes. They made a video documenting this. They called it the escort saga. This gets disproven. You wanna know what he did? He took the face of the escort and put a horse's head on it, and he says, my wife looks like a horse.
I love the horse.
He never took the video down. I will.
So wait, so what does this have to do with it though?
And Adam was like, wait, I can see you're trying to make yourself look like a victim. What does this have to do with anything?
Making content. I just want to be left alone. They won't leave me alone. They're the ones who continue the narrative.
And then he takes this whole story, we throw it out in the bin, and we're like, okay, so how does this make any sense? In the grand scheme of things, like, what's the point of you telling us this?
I don't want them to think about the guy who had an old face beat off on stream. Like, it's so stupid.
I was gonna say beat your demons, but in this context,
Pretty good. Pretty
it's
good.
like shit.
Later tonight, the Beat Your Demons t-shirt will be available on the store.
Oh my god.
And the thing is, it actually is available. You can go find it on the Stuttering Craig Streamlabs merch store. It's an actual shirt, Beat Your Demons. They got it in, I think, white and purple, and it's actually a pretty good design. ALT got a side-scroller's hat, much like Craig's. So big ups ALT, that old man. Wearing hats and shit indoors.
No, that's terrible,
I
dude.
totally did, though. Phil, you still there? You look like you're frozen.
Oh, and that's when Phil disconnected. I gotta go to the bathroom. Be right back. Enjoy this video.
I gotta say, I really didn't mean to make that pun beat your demons. It was just so funny. I couldn't stop laughing, and I jeez.
See, he dropped, so he'll pop back in. Phil just emailed me, and he said, "Hey, I'm still here. I might be getting DDoS. Not sure." Phil, welcome back. So let's continue. Everything okay?
I don't know. I have absolutely no idea what just happened. My whole internet went down and came back up. And I don't know if it was my ISP or if I've just been DDoSed. I would not put it past them to DDoS me.
All right. Let's circle back on some stuff here, man. We talked about the 5K, but we didn't really get an answer. Spending 5K on anything is a lot. And the idea of a mortgage being a business expense, that's not necessarily true. From a tax perspective, you can take the square footage of your office space in your house and that can be deductible, but your entire house, your entire mortgage is not something that can be a business expense, right?
I don't think that's legal.
Right, it's not.
Phil is guilty. You know, look at all this evidence. It's all there.
Suspect is in custody. Call the prison and let him know he's coming home. Over.
Well, with all that said, I feel like are you?
And, what's great about this clip, by the way, is that it's from a gay style porn. Is this fantastic clip of put him into custody?
Suspect is in custody.
Suspect is in custody.
He's coming home.
Reminds me of the classic clip. I'm gonna derail for a second because this is a classic clip. I ripped the skin. I'm not gonna play the whole thing because it's long as hell. It's like a minute long. Is this one?
Sometimes I pull on it so hard, I rip the skin.
Sometimes I pull on it so hard I rip the skin.
I need my boyfriend.
Over. Well, with all that said, I feel like are you spending that money on food, or what are you spending that money on it? Because you can pay for meals out and things like that as long as you technically talk about business. Walk me through once again. What are your month-to-month business expenses?
How about this? Give me 1 second.
This should be fun. All right, Phil.
Oh, this definitely is fun.
I wonder what this could be a surprise.
I use paper and I write to track things.
A piece of paper. It's just a plain white piece of paper. Look, it's my bills. Look. You don't trust me? It's my bills.
Through this, I'm not exaggerating.
I'm not exaggerating. And the funny thing is, he had this piece of paper prepared. Nothing came out of it. It just on it it just says Hulu and reminder, pay the next month's bills.
Line for line, this is what I'm paying this month. I have a subscription to Hulu. It's $10 a month. Definitely not a business expense. I'm just saying this is where my money goes.
This is where my money goes.
That I pay for. They're very expensive because they're unlimited internet. It's, you know, it's not an hourly rate.
Hourly? Who pays for hourly internet?
No, not hourly. I said unlimited.
ahead,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
I meant to say data rates, not hourly. My bad. Data rate. I have my dues here where I live. I live in
His doo-doos.
You're reading off personal expenses, and that's no one's business.
I'm reading off everything so you know where my money goes.
No, I don't think that's the case. I think it was about the $5,000, the business expenses, that they were like, what is going on with this? Like, how is this the case?
And this is what his gin brain, primitive caveman brain makes him do. It's like, hey, they're gonna ask where the money goes, so I'm gonna bring out a piece of paper, and I'm gonna say, hey, it says money on it. And it has dollar signs, so obviously this is proof. This is what he thinks, and this is what he prepared to present as evidence.
We're seemingly very nervous about giving anyone any more information that isn't public. You know what I mean? That's not what the subject was about. Right. It was about the business expenses. These aren't business expenses that you're reading off. This is personal stuff.
Here's the thing. If you were to nickel and dime every single transaction I do, I don't know how it's calculated. I'm not my bankruptcy.
I don't even know.
My CPA.
Seems like a pretty big moment in your life that you would know.
Yeah, it's like, but that's the thing about the whole bankruptcy thing. He went there thinking that everybody else just gonna do the work for him. So he doesn't need to know anything. It's his bankruptcy. And he submitted all the documents for it. And he doesn't know the $5,000 of business expenses. So he's either bullshitting or he's incredibly incompetent. There's no like middle ground. He should know this. It's a bankruptcy. It's a really big thing.
I never, you know, it's not a milestone. Oh,
it's not a milestone, I guess.
I got $500,000 off my back.
I'm not saying it's a good milestone.
Okay. A couple things that no one knows. I guess I have to. Let me go put the paper.
And now we bring up this because he realized nothing else works. And at this point, he's just panicking. So he's like, okay, I have to be a victim. How am I going to be a victim? I'll bring up a bunch of things no one knows. And let me go put my paper away because there's no desk around me where I can put the paper. I need to put it in the special designated paper that says bills on its spot.
Wait, I'm going to tell you. Okay, hold on.
Okay, I'll be right back. Okay? And then the guys are like, what is this dude doing? Like, we gave him so many chances to actually do something with this. We gave him so many opportunities to come clean, so many opportunities to start his redemption, to like actually confront and beat his demons. We're just gonna show a piece of paper and then we're gonna reveal personal info that we weren't supposed to reveal? Bruh.
All right, I don't want to talk about shit, but I have to. All right,
and I was trying to cry.
A few things that no one knows without specifics. I've been involved in a few different, legal things over the years. I've been involved with medical issues, my own health and my wife's.
And he tried to fucking cry. No.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Expenses, legal expenses.
If there's some sort of like medical condition that is causing you to live paycheck to paycheck or stream to stream, you pride yourself on transparency. I can't think of anything more transparent than just telling your audience you have something going on. If God willing, I came out and I had cancer or something bad happened, I would.
It's not that. It's definitely not that. Okay, I don't want to make anyone think that I'm trying to. Again, this is not a pity party here.
Right.
I have a few chronic lingering things that come back over the years. In a nutshell, I've been involved with a few legal things, and I've been involved with some medical things. And essentially, what's happened over the years is I can't really pay them because of the financial situations that I've been in.
Did you pay any of those things as business expenses?
Isn't it true that certain, like your health insurance premiums and stuff is covered or is a tax deductible? I don't know. I get asked this by my tax guy.
Your tax guy was asking you this?
He said, I just got an email the other day.
That doesn't sound right, dude.
I don't know. He knows what he's doing.
But he clearly doesn't, because you've been in tax
it doesn't
issues.
sound like it.
No. My tax issues are not, or from before this shit. This guy is great. And I want people to understand that, okay? I'm embroiled in all these ongoing things behind the scenes that absolutely no one needs to know about. I'm streaming 6 days a week full time. I'm stressed some days, And then I gotta come on my stream and hear, you blew all your money on mobile games.
I get it. We understand, which is why, we've talked about therapy. We've talked about all these things. We understand, right? We've talked about all these things. But you still haven't answered the question. I'm going to ask you this really directly, okay? On a month-to-month basis, how much money are you spending on WWE mobile games and or any other mobile games on a month-to-month basis?
This is the point. This is the point where he has to do it. Otherwise, he's just finished, man. All the evidence is against him. He denied as much as possible. Now they're asking him directly.
Straight dollar amount.
This month, I have spent probably $10 to $15.
What was it on? Just curious.
It's a new game. It's a Street Fighter game.
Ah, okay, the new Street Fighter one. Got it.
Yeah.
Let me kind of move this along. We've been going for a long time, and thank you again, Phil, for your time. Appreciate it. We're approaching 4 hours. I got a few things that I want to make sure we hit on before we go. Keem is here, and Keem has said that he will be respectful. He would love to talk. I think this is a tremendous opportunity. Are you open to that?
I'm not doing business with this man under any circumstances.
Yeah, you established that. That's fine. That's not what he's saying.
Yeah, I'm not trying to broker a business deal or anything like that. Are you open to talking with him now?
I'm curious what he even wants to talk about.
So you're okay with him coming on to talk?
As long as he's not going to sit here and insult me.
We're going to bring him on. And like I said, I think this is not a tremendous opportunity for friction. There's an opportunity to build a bridge. So let's do this real quick.
Right, here's where the issue starts, right? Because Phil claims after the fact that Keem invaded his interview and made it all about himself and used it to promote his own fight. That by itself, completely independently of anything the DSP does, gets way more promotion than anything that fucking Phil does. Because it's going to be like on the undercard of the Creators Clash or whatever. It's something that is already high profile enough. They don't need fucking Phil. They asked him, Phil, are you okay for Keem to come here? And he said, I'm not doing business with him, but yes, he can come on.
The show, how are you?
Thank you, gentlemen.
And I have to say, Keemstar, compared to what I've heard of Keemstar being on other streams and when he has to confront people, was incredibly civil in this case.
Appreciate it. And Phil, thank you for letting me on to talk to you directly. I will be respectful. I'm not here to interrogate you, but I desperately want to represent my point of view in this situation between me and you. What I've heard listening to this podcast or this interview is you describing problems that you have in your life. And I actively went out of my way to solve major problems in your life. The reason why you don't like my show and you don't support me is because we covered the fapping situation in 2016.
Well, that's completely untrue. You covered it fairly. I don't think you were unfair at all.
Thank you, because I don't think I was unfair either. Because we have no previous history, Phil. The only interactions I've ever had with you is just covering this one story about you.
There's clearly a miscommunication somewhere along the lines. Phil thought Keemstar did this, Keemstar thought Phil did this.
To move on from that, I see a clip and it's on Phil's stream. He's reacting to my retirement and he's saying I'm this horrible, evil person, and he doesn't support me.
Is that true, Phil?
I don't know specifically what he's talking about.
I don't know.
That is absolutely correct. You know exactly what he's talking about. He was playing Judgment or Lost Judgment or whatever Yakuza game he was playing. He was playing a video game. He was shit-talking Keemstar out of nowhere. Somebody in chat just sent him a super chat and said, Phil, do you know Keemstar is retiring? And then he was like, Keemstar, like, good riddance to bad rubbish. This fucking idiot. He just makes all this fucking drama and he makes all much money from this drama. That was basically it. I wouldn't say there was a communication issue. There was more of like DSP didn't want to communicate. He didn't want to actually participate in the communication. That was the issue. He was refusing to communicate, and he was looking for all these reasons why he didn't wanna. Like, Keemstar called him at a bad time. Keemstar, he reached out on Twitter in a ways that DSP didn't want him to reach out. He wishes he would reach out in a different way.
But it was something along those lines. So I responded to him on Twitter, which I thought was pretty clever in gaming terms. And I explained to him that, like, we are roughly the same age. We've been doing YouTube for like 15 years each. I'm retiring now and you're still on level 1, getting nowhere. You're still at the point where you're begging people on stream to pay your bills and whatnot. Imagine you're playing a video game, you're on level 1 and you try the same technique over and over again and you're dying and you have to restart the level. You're never gonna beat level 1, and that's the situation that Phil has been in.
Is there some truth to it? Yes.
There is much truth to it. There's all the truth to it. It's factually true. Now, did Keemstar put it in vaguely, I don't know how to put it, offensive terms? Was he trying to like drive a point? Was he trying to insult DSP? Absolutely. It wasn't this nice like TED talk or like a nice advice. It was him just trying to bring up, hey Phil, you're on mission 1. You're lame as fuck, and I beat the game. That was what he was trying to say, and he made it very clear it was like that. So it was a diss. It definitely was. It wasn't like a nice guy advice segment. And it was warranted, because DSP just dissed him for no reason. He could have said, oh, Keemstar is retiring? Well, good luck. That's it. That's all he could have done. But DSP was DSP, and Keemstar was Keemstar. So that's what happened.
You are a big guy, Keem. You're huge. You have a giant...
Oh, now we get to the victim segment again.
Understand that the stuff that you say and do has repercussions for everyone around you.
It hurts me.
Phil, level 1. Yo, you've been for 15 years. You're just on level 1.
Anyhow, after that incident took place...
Yeah, bro, but you didn't have to trash talk him, though. You didn't have to fucking shit talk him if you're gonna be a victim now when the guy claps back. You didn't have to trash talk him. Why did you do that? You started all of this.
Months went by.
I'm just a little bitty guy, and you're punching down on me, and it hurts me, and it hurts my business. Yeah, you started the beef. Why are you starting beef with people way bigger than you? Why are you dissing people way bigger than you, and you can't clap back, and you don't have enough spine to clap back? Or criticize them in the right way? Why are you even doing this?
Bothered me.
Because it's the same thing as Jaha with back in the day. He would diss a bunch of people, then they would show up to beat him up. And then he would be like, oh, wait, I'm an alcoholic. I didn't even mean this. I didn't even mean to say this. I actually drank a lot and you shouldn't beat me up. Yeah, you have to be beat up. You fucking dissing the wrong people. And you can't stand up for yourself.
I saw the solution the entire...
Because, like, Keemstar understands. If you're going to go in beef with people on the internet, you need to, like, fucking stand your ground. Or else you're going to look like a bitch. And this... weird like victim segment situation doesn't work. It's not gonna work, man. You need to stand your ground. You need to stand up for what you claim to be true if you want to start shit with bigger people than you. I'm sorry for pausing it too much, but of course the link is pinned in the chat. You can go watch it. Please go watch the whole thing. It's way worth it than me talking over it. DSP was hoping that Keem wouldn't respond because DSP believes, I'm too small for him to respond. And then he did. And then we got the blobfish face. You see this face? The blobfish. Little bitty blobfish. Where is it? I don't even have it here. I should have it on some of the layouts. Well, fuck it.
Understand this business very, very well. The detractors are your customers. The haters are your customers, and they're more loyal than the people that give you money. Look at how many people are here. 2,500 people are here. You have a legitimate fan base.
Facts.
I want it.
We're all fans. It's kind of crazy to deny we're being fans because we're fans, but not in the way that the content is intended. I'm not a fan of his fucking game playthroughs that are trash as fuck, or his podcast that is trash as fuck. I'm a fan of him spurging out and doing stupid shit.
To solve this issue for not just you, but Wings and Boogie. You have more haters than, like, supporters, right? But really, they're all fans. The solution really is to get the three of you to do a podcast. Those haters are going to watch. They're going to absolutely love that these three guys have come together to make content. Between the three of you, you guys don't have the business sense, but I do. You guys are amazing entertainers, just not in the way that you want to be. You're lolcows, but there's so much value there. We never got to have this conversation, so I do want to have it now, even though I know you're not going to do it.
Absolutely.
And I believe in this concept and this idea. I instantly get on the phone with Boogie. He loves the idea. He reaches out to Wings. Wings is down, and now it's time to talk to DSP. Boogie called you, contacted you, and told you what was going on, right?
He DM'd me on Twitter, and we had a brief conversation back and forth in DMs.
And he told you that I wanted to do a podcast with the three of you, right?
Yes.
So you did know.
Phil, hearing this and hearing the business opportunity that was later, I don't even know if it's still there or not, but what are your thoughts right now, given what Keem has said?
I have absolutely no problem doing anything with Boogie or Wings.
But your issue is with Keemstar and his business principles.
Correct.
Even if there's an opportunity to remove yourself
Root a fan is fanatic. Detractors can't look away either.
A root a fan? Yeah, it's fanatic. Of course, we're all fans, of course, but we're just not in the way that he wants us to be. And that hurts his ego so much, that we're fans, but we're not the fans he wants. He wants a different kind of fan, because he's the choosing beggar. He wants something very specific. He wants it his way, and he doesn't get his way. He gets people that make fun of him. That's what he gets. And fuck him, I don't give a shit what he wants. This is the internet, you don't get what you want.
Quote unquote level 1 and
you can fight for what you want. He just doesn't want to fucking fight. He doesn't want to fight with anything.
The line to potentially sell the podcast to something and put 50 grand in your pocket initially, that's a 100% no-go for you.
Oh man, this is a discussion that cannot be just made by me. It has to be made by my wife.
Of course, his wife.
Can I criticize you fairly if I'm reasonable?
Sure, you can say whatever you want about me.
And here I have to give Phil credit for doing this whole segment. He didn't have to do. He didn't have to start actually facing up against his bully. He didn't have to do that. He could have been sitting there being a little cuck and get bitched this whole time by 3 other dudes who don't buy any of the shit he's trying to sell them. But he did this, and I gotta give him the modicum of respect.
Team, you are someone who, when you look at your history...
You are someone who...
on the internet, it's very interesting. Damn, I'm impressed with what you've done. I watched a documentary about you last year. You started off trolling people in Halo.
I watched the documentary.
But when you look at how Keem made his money, again, I'm going off documentaries and things.
I'm going off documentaries, and now Adam, he's gonna lash out.
Holy shit, Phil! I gotta say, this is fucking rich coming from you right now, though.
Yeah,
you're getting your information from the detractors that Keem has. And that's where you're basing this on. When this whole episode, you have been talking about how much shit your detractors have made other people think about you. Do you hear yourself right now?
You're right. From what I've heard and seen about Keem, I call them a misery broker. All right, Keem, on a day when you have a good day, it's because someone else is having a bad day.
Phil, do you know the internet at all? Do you know the internet at all?
Yes, I do.
Do you see who's successful on the internet? I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, I would probably be more successful if I talk shit on people, but I don't, and I do what I can because that's just where I'm at, so it's you can't be upset when people use the algorithms for their advantage, which Keem seems to have figured out.
You're right. Everyone has what's called a moral compass, correct? I was raised a Roman Catholic.
I was raised a Roman Catholic, but you're not a Roman Catholic right now. You're sinful as fuck. So lose that whole Roman Catholic thing. You might want to turn Muslim, right? Because you seem to like those teachings. Fair enough. Do your thing. But being raised Roman Catholic, if you're currently not Roman Catholic, doesn't fucking mean anything. You're sinful as fuck. And you gotta embrace that shit. And not say, I was raised this one thing. But are you this one thing now?
I grew up with certain morals.
I grew up with moral. Do you have those morals now?
Phil, listen, all right, if me running Drama Alert is taking advantage of people's misery, there's people on YouTube that run documentaries on important things that happen on the internet. They're also in the same situation, correct? They're making money on a newsworthy story. You're saying that every single one of them is accepting blood money.
Let's take a look at your history here. There's been documented cases where you've actually staged stuff.
I have no idea what you're talking about. That doesn't even sound legit whatsoever.
There's documented cases. That's what happens when you watch a documentary and then somebody actually presses you on it and you can't respond. You don't even know what it is. It's time go. It definitely time go. It's time to take a sip, pretend your internet is having issues, and just drop out the call. That's what its time is.
You participated in supporting a YouTuber that covered a story on my...
Because, if you're going to confront somebody like that, and I know it's not... He didn't expect Keemstar to jump on the call, but if you're going to bring up some shit like that, you better know your facts. Because otherwise, the dude's just going to shut you down and be like, bro, what you're talking about is vague as fuck. I don't even know what you're talking about. So unless you can clarify that with the actual facts and what I did, then I'm not really going to take it serious.
Right? If I supposedly did something wrong, you watched and supported another YouTuber doing exactly what Dromler does.
It's a good point.
But the difference, Keem, to respond to your point, the documentary is not just negative stuff about you. The documentary is actually covering your entire history. I learned a lot of things about you that I find very admirable.
I know. Phil, real quick, I mean...
He finds a lot of admirable things about Keemstar. Like what? Like what? Bring it up. Come on.
I see documentaries on...
We're going to give compliments, go all the way.
On the show, so half of the stuff's not even true. So I'm confused. Is the internet 100% trustworthy or not? Because when it's about me, it's all facts.
Oh, this is where he got him. This is where he got him. Hey, Phil, I've watched a bunch of documentaries on you, but now you're saying it's all bullshit. So are the documentaries you watched about me, are they supposed to be true if I say they're bullshit? Or... are they all false, or is there something in between? Because you're kind of framing this a different way.
Right. When it's about you, it's all lies.
It's not all facts, and it's not all lies. It's always somewhere in between, right?
So you chose to believe this one when it came to Keem?
In a couple of particular cases. I'm not saying that one documentary is the only thing I've ever heard about Keem.
Can we come to the conclusion that me and you both have a bad reputation? We're controversial figures, but one of us is wildly more successful?
Yeah.
I love this part. This is probably one of my favorite parts, and it's kind of underrated when Keem brings up, like, can we just like get to terms with the fact that like we both kind of do similar things, but I'm way better than you at doing them. Can we agree on this?
Okay, sorry, continue with what you're saying.
So knowing
that was fantastic. That's a little like you're putting out a cigarette on the guy. You're just like, I'm just gonna do this just because. Just like a little flex. I just want to show off a little bit.
To help all three of them. And then also creating a business opportunity for myself, right? Everybody wants this content. This is a win. I found you to be so incredibly difficult to work with. Boogie already contacted you and told you that this was about a podcast. Then we finally start talking in DMs, and your response is, well, email me. We're already talking in DMs on Twitter. Why can't we just jump on a call? You tell me to go email you. That is so weird from my perspective. This is how content creators communicate with each other. I was so confused by that, but I play along. We set up a scheduled time when we're gonna call, and I call you during the scheduled time, and you don't answer the phone.
Now, why DSP looks like a blobfish so much is because the mustache he got, it just makes his mouth, even when it's like in a neutral position, it makes him look like he's making a frowny face. So it makes him look like a blobfish even more. Look at this, blobfish. Look at this. It makes him look like this the whole time. It's just like Phil is like this, bruh. He's just sitting there like this, and they're just roasting him. And he's trying to clap back, but he doesn't have the ammo. And he just ends up looking like this, a tiny little Phil.
You know, I was streaming. I told you I work at this time. That stream is not more important than my phone call and my opportunity. It's not.
First of all, Craig knows how to contact me. He contacted me to be on this show. It was pretty straightforward. Wouldn't you say, Craig? It was pretty easy to reach out to me. It wasn't hard to reach me, was it?
No, I emailed you.
Hold on. You think Craig is a big YouTuber, though? Come on. Look at this guy.
This has nothing to do with size. This has to do with just being reasonable. If someone has a business contact line, said, this is the best way to contact me, please do it. But instead, you go to your giant audience on Twitter and you just scream, I want DSP to contact me immediately, $50,000 on the line.
So you got triggered and were on the defensive immediately when you saw that. That's being stuck on level 1.
I am not.
That's absolutely fucking bars by Adam. Absolutely. Immediately, the moment that happened, DSP was on the defensive. He already didn't want to take the money, and he was looking at any single excuse that he could find not to take the money.
Thinking about, will people like me? Will people hate me? I'm thinking, let me make a piece of content that people will enjoy watching, whether they like me or hate me or whatever. I go on the internet.
That's how you internet right there.
So I got a question for you, Keem. You don't mind if I call you Keem, do you?
No, that's fine. Everyone calls me Keem.
Is the offer still there for this to happen?
I would say potentially, but not really. I took Wings of Redemption and Boogie 2988, who were willing to work with me and understood this business opportunity. And I'm setting up a boxing match between the two of them, and I'm gonna break the internet with this.
Can I ask a question? Keem, is there any line that you won't cross when it comes to content? Do you have any kind of restraint? Because
and he asked an extremely vague question. It's like, is there any line to cross? Like, they're not having a death match. They're fighting in boxing a ring. They're boxing. They're not having a fucking street fight.
I personally, and many others, hear this about this boxing match coming up. Wings of Redemption, Boogie, two desperate guys. We all know they're down on their luck. They could definitely use some money. They're kind of unhealthy. Do you not feel that having two people like this, overweight, possibly unhealthy, doing a boxing match against each other could possibly, just possibly, be either putting them in harm's way or maybe be considered morally reprehensible because of the repercussions that could happen during this match?
And this is, again, like we saw earlier in DSP reacting to the Wings video. He's pretending like he sympathizes or he cares about those guys so much just because he hates Keemstar so much. That's literally the only reason he would give a fuck about this.
Every single influencer boxer, whether they're healthy or not, is putting themselves in harm's way for entertainment. They're all warriors, and they all deserve respect. By doing this, they will get respect. Whether people laugh or not, they are going to get respect for jumping in that ring. Both of them have actively already lost weight training for this fight. This is a positive thing in both of their lives.
This is not a serious boxing match, Keem. They're not boxers.
Okay, yes.
They don't know anything about boxing. You know,
are you going to watch?
No.
Yes, you are.
No,
yes,
I'm not.
I
I don't watch that crap. I don't watch your crap.
Phil,
I'm right here,
Phil, you know,
I don't get the argument of they're not serious boxers. Yeah, they're not having a serious boxing match. They're not having an MMA match. They're just gonna pretend like they're punching each other for 2 minutes, 5 minutes at most. Their entrances are probably gonna be longer than the match itself, and that's what it's gonna be. And then they're gonna get 10 grand. They're gonna get a vacation in apparently London. And then they're gonna go back home with a stack of $10,000 and some new people at their channels. That's all they're gonna get.
You know who is? You know
How
who
is this not a fucking win?
Who is gonna watch it, Phil?
Everyone else.
Everyone. Great answer. That's exactly what I would have said.
I don't believe you.
And you know what's gonna happen? Wings is gonna do a post-match thing, or he's gonna upload some videos, or he's gonna upload a video from his hotel room in London. He's gonna get a bunch of super chats of people saying, "Dude, Wings, you did great, man." Or if he loses, they're gonna say, "I'm sorry for you, Wings, but you did a great job. You got in shape as much as you could," so on and so forth. They would get a lot of fucking positivity because they actually gave a fuck. They actually tried, and they actually produced some entertainment. They did something. And Phil is just sitting there grandstanding, trying to make himself look like the better person, the bigger person.
Say you're not going to watch this. I think you are going to watch this fight.
You're so mistaken. You have nothing about me then, dude.
That's fine, Phil. If I could finish why I'm frustrated and explaining myself. This all started with me retiring and you having, a bad opinion on me, and then us having that metaphor of, you being on level 1. When I couldn't get a hold of you and I called you multiple times, it wasn't once and you ignored, it was multiple times. I kept calling, I kept DMing you, and you said, "Oh, I'm streaming now," and da-da-da.
By the way, that's false what he's saying, but I'll let him keep going. It's fine. Whatever.
Did he not call you multiple times?
He called me at least once, maybe twice, but I think it was just once. It could have been twice.
The amount of time...
That was a mega hypocritical... not hypocritical, but passive-aggressive response. Yeah, he's wrong, but I'll keep you going. Keep going, Keem. Keep going. You're wrong, but I'll let you go.
Times that you've said during this interview that you don't really remember is shocking. To say with such certainty that it wasn't you, or that he didn't call, or that all these things, if constantly, I'm just calling it out. I'm not trying to come at you, but I've just noticed that a lot. So now you say, actually, he called maybe twice. Could it have been 3 times? Could it have been 4 times?
It definitely
you
wasn't
didn't even
3 or
notice.
4. It was 1 or 2.
How do I know?
3 or 4.
I'm just, you know.
He's calling me when I said I was busy.
But
Why
even
would you
then,
do that?
Phil, you may be busy, but there's a call worth potentially 50 grand plus more on the backside of this that could take 10 minutes.
Phil, now that we're talking about this,
and like being completely 100% here, Phil is obviously not interested. He could have just shut this down by saying, hey dude, I'm not interested in this offer. You don't have to call me. I don't have to hear this. Let's just like get over it. I'm not interested. I don't care about this. But he pretends like it's just the semantics of when he called them that was the problem. And he's obviously not interested.
we're communicating for the first time. I can tell just by how you're reacting that you actually understand that this was a great opportunity. So that's why it was so important for me to get on the phone with you.
Okay. The reason I wanted it in writing was very simple. All right. Again, you have to understand, Keen, you have a lot of stuff that's said about you on the internet. You know that. We've agreed to that.
But
right?
so
do you.
They would have had it in writing 100%. Like, thinking that, do you think they wouldn't have a contract for the LolCow podcast? They would 100% have a contract because there's a lot of stuff at stake. Because any one of those three dudes that are not very reliable could have pulled out at any point. So you want to lock them in with a contract and say, okay, you got to do at least 10 episodes. You're going to be called, you're going to be paid this much. $50K for the sign up, and the rest, like residual money and this money for like merch sales and all of this and this and this. This would have all been in a fucking contract. DSP wasn't interested in this to begin with.
Yeah, I'm so sick of hearing that from you.
But
It's so frustrating
If I'm
when you
going to
say
deal
that.
with this guy, if I'm going to
I'm
deal
with
with
him.
this guy, if I'm going to deal with this guy, I want our conversation in writing. Because what's to stop me from getting on the phone with Keen, having a conversation, and the next thing I know, he completely lies about what we just talked about to get drama on his content.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't listen. I don't trust the guy. I just don't. I don't trust him.
Phone conversations are non-binding. They are non-binding. So they would just, over the phone, they would talk about the details. And then those details would be put on paper, on a contract.
Trust Keen.
How do you not trust the man when you're getting your information from the internet? The internet is not a real place.
I do business with the biggest content creators on this entire planet. Where, like, you don't know anything about me. You don't. If you actually look into any of this stuff about me, you're going to see Keemstar saying wild effed up stuff, and he's definitely wrong. But you're going to see Keemstar making mistakes and trying to make amends for it if you actually take the time to look into it. I saw Phil begging for money to pay rent and utilities, and I just lost it in his chat. I'm like, I cannot believe you're doing this right now. 2 weeks ago, I was trying to get a hold of you, offering you the greatest opportunity you've ever been offered in your entire career. If this podcast was a success, it wouldn't be $50,000. This podcast would make millions. It would be a wild success. It would be a brand. This is something that would be clipped on TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram. People would talk about this, just like you're being clipped on your little live stream now, except for we would have an opportunity to monetize it.
He knows what's up, man. He knows exactly what's up. This would be on every social media, like he just said. And he would get to make the clips, and he would get to make the revenue. But he's just not interested. And it's so hard for him to say, dude, I'm just not interested in this offer. So he sits there and tries, like, people try and fucking convince him.
Keem, you just said it. Like, just what you just described is probably the main reason I have a problem with you. You are someone who has no self-awareness, and you think that you're the most important thing.
Wow, that's the probably the richest thing coming from DSP that he's ever said, especially on this podcast. Keem, you have no self-awareness, and you think you're the biggest thing in everything, especially from the guy who admitted that the LolCow podcast didn't happen because of him, because he was the biggest LolCow, and it couldn't happen without him. He was the guy that it all was held on his shoulders.
Tweeted on your Twitter that I should contact you about a business opportunity. No one does that.
We all do it.
Well, it's
Like-
the internet, man.
Like,
Yeah.
you said you've been doing this for 15 years, but like, do you not understand the way algorithms work? The way anger is addictive and how
I want no part of that drama. I don't want to be on a podcast. King, you just said my whole life should have stopped because you wanted to contact me. Really?
I did not say that.
My whole life. You just
didn't say that.
Answer the call at any time. Even though I gave you the times to call me.
Can I
Answer the
give
call
you
at
some
any time at
context?
all.
From the time I wake up to the time I go to bed.
my pride for this offer.
Bro, especially if you needed it as much as Phil claims he needs it, right? Because he needs that money to pay his bills, the internet bill, the electric bill, bills, you know? You would have to swallow your pride for that, but he's not willing to do that.
Every single day, I talk to at least 20 different content creators. And then I run Trauma, right? So I have to get on the phone with different content creators to validate stories or get people's takes so I can, inject that into the story to make sure that like what I'm reporting and what I'm talking about is accurate. How all this business operates, right? Between content creator and content creator.
That's why he's the MF GOAT.
That's why.
That's why he's the GOAT! That's what I'm talking about!
And the thing is that, like, what Kim is saying right now, he talks to all of these content creators that have millions of fucking subs. They're not DSP who gets like 300, 400 viewers a fucking stream. Man.
Creator is like Twitter DMs. We have a mutual respect as content creators.
Yeah, that's how it works.
To be in Twitter DMs and then get on a phone call. And you didn't treat me like that. You treated me like dirt.
I gave you the times to call. You called at different times, and we never had another interaction ever again. How was I disrespectful to you?
I don't know how I could work with you. You are very, very difficult to work with, to even communicate with. Please explain to me what you're dropping. Like, what is so important that's happening that you can't get on a phone call?
Yeah.
My work. My job.
I work.
This job that I'm about to offer you would pay wildly more and solve all these problems that you have going on.
First of all, you don't know what it's going to solve. That's a huge assumption.
No, by everything that he's mentioned during this 5-hour interview that Keemstar has watched himself, because it was a big thing and he admitted he watched it, he made it very clear that 50K would be a very solid contribution to those secret medical bills and the legal bills that he has to take care of, right? It would definitely solve a lot. So don't pretend it won't, because it definitely will.
So look, I think let's leave it here, right? I'm glad you guys had an opportunity to talk.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for having me on.
Yes, sir, thanks. Appreciate it, man. I'll appreciate you hopping on. Really appreciate it.
Definitely.
All right. Hey, Phil, you've been throwing curveballs today, which I did not see coming. All right, I did not see them coming at all. But
My life, Craig. Story of my life.
I wanted to play some audio. This is actually I reached out to several.
Oh, and this is fucking lit. This is just the cherry on top. Because at this point, like, you didn't need to ask the dude any more questions. Like, fuck him. We found out he's a fucking liar. He bullshitted his way out of 50K. Like, he cucked himself out of $50,000. And now we get Gundam, just the cherry on top, just to do a little bit of a Fortnite dance on top of Phil's warm corpse, let's call it like that.
This is from It's a Gundam.
Hey there, Philly cheesesteak. Guess who it is? Your favorite YouTuber. We're best friends. Remember that time you thought it'd be funny to put a restraining order on me, Filbert? Well, Philly, my question is, what the hell did you spend $500,000 on? You didn't pay off your house. You didn't pay off the condo. You didn't pay off any car you own. You're in debt. Where did the money go? Why did you take business loans? What did you use the business loan money for? You never improved your content. You've been using the same camera for nigh on 5,000 years. If it wasn't for, like, the Dutch brothers sending you a new web camera or, like, LEDs in the background, you'd have no ideas. Where'd the money go? You're like a politician in San Francisco. If I went to the mayor and I said, Mayor of San Francisco, where did all that money go, that $120 million you defunded the police with and put into black communities? Where did it go? You know, Phil, you screwed up. You never should have been a YouTuber. You should have been a politician in San Francisco. You would have gotten away with it, baby. If it wasn't for those meddling detractors.
Is it going to end at some point?
Is there anything that you feel that you need to touch on before we leave?
Me grooming my ex-girlfriend.
Oh, bro. This is the thing. Now it's when they ask him, okay, Is there anything you want to clarify before you leave? This is what he brings up.
You want to focus on though?
Is this what you want to focus on? You grooming your ex-girlfriend?
He asked you specifically, is there anything that you want to bring up?
You want to bring up something?
Sure, absolutely.
Sure.
My ex, I met, she contacted me. I never contacted her. She contacted me via YouTube DMs when they were a thing. That's how long ago this was, over a decade ago. She was an adult, a legal adult. People say I met her when she was like 16 and I groomed her for years. I never even spoke to her until after she was 18. I'm sorry that I have to bring this up, but I talked with my wife about it. I want to get this out in the open.
And he talked to Kat. Hey, Kat, am I allowed to bring up your restraining order of your former boyfriend that beat you just to make myself look good? And Kat looked away from playing, what is she playing now? I don't know. I don't know. Paint drying simulator. She looked away and she was like, yes, Phil, yes. And then she looked back towards the screen with the paint drying.
People say that I'm some kind of a horrible woman abuser. My wife and I met online, casually talking for a few months before we ever started dating or anything like that. Basically, she was in a really bad place in her life, an abusive relationship. She got out of that relationship, and once she did, then we started talking a little bit more romantically, and then things pursued. Did you ever find the restraining order that she had against her ex because he was hitting her?
Well, they did now, and it exists. It's real. They did now. Meth Bear found it. Big ups.
Never. I feel awful that my wife every day is feeling awful about things going on. Like, why are they saying these things about her? She has nothing to do with any of this. Leave her out of it.
She should have cried. This would have been the best.
Phil is a groomer because I don't think he had sex with Panda Lee.
Yeah, I don't think he's a groomer at all. I honestly don't think he's a groomer. I think that's like, that's over-exaggerated, overblown.
I understand. All right. Well, look,
big ups Ghost Politics.
To stop.
The day the dark.
This is the great place to stop. But he should have cried though. He should have tried. Hey, Phil, can you cry a little bit?
Appeared on your show, Side Scrollers, was probably one of the most momentous things.
Oh, watch this.
But for me, it was Thursday.
Oh, and that's why he's the fucking GOAT.
That's why he's the GOAT. That's what I'm talking about.
And yeah, I made one of those streams. I watched the whole post show thing. That was the Patreon only thing, so you can go check that out if you want the full experience. But this was the Dick Stroking to Phil condensed and compressed, not even decompressed. The compressed version of events. So you can go check it out. The link is pinned in the chat. You can go.
He can't even groom his hair.
Yeah, there you go. He can't even groom his hair. And he got a cat because cats groom himself. So obviously, he doesn't even want to do that. He's not good. Anyways, that's going to be the end of the stream. And now I think it's very fitting to play the They Were Right, the 80s cut. And that's going to be it. Make sure, again, go check out the Dick Stroke and Phil video. Drop a like. Watch the whole thing again without me talking over it. That's very meaningful video. It's a very robust video. And sounds good. See you around, you guys. And see you next time. And now I'm leaving you with the Side Scrollers featuring Pepsi Pimp. Featuring Killer Keem. They Were Right.
It's disappointing to me, and it's sad, but at the same time, you know, it just, once again, all the detractors, they said this was going to happen, and they were right.
Holy shit, Phil. The detractors.
They were right.
Oh. Holy shit, Phil. Your detractors.
They were right.
Holy shit, Phil. Do you hear yourself right now?
They were right.
Like, we totally fucked him.
No, fuck all that noise. Get you a bottle of gin from Total Wine. Fire up your TV. Drink your gin. Drink your gin. Consequences have actions, Pep. Here's what you gotta do. Drink your gin. Oh. Drink a Pepsi later on. Play you fucking WB champions. Consequences have actions, Pep.
Holy shit, Phil. The detractors.
They were right.
Oh. Holy shit, Phil. Your detractors.
They were right.
Ladies and gentlemen! Holy shit, Phil. Do you hear yourself right now?
They were right.
Like, we totally fucked him.
Stop being a fucking victim. You fucking bitch. You fucking asshole.
Suck a dog off.
Own your shit. Own your shit. Own it.
Talk about my wife.
Holy shit, Phil. The detractors.
They were right.
Look at mom.
Bitch.
Holy shit, Phil. Your detractors.
They were right.
Bitch.
Holy shit, Phil. Do you hear yourself, bitch?
They were right.
We totally fucked him. You're still in Mission 1.
No, I'm not gonna let you lie. I know you're lying. I'm gonna pick on you. I know you're lying. Being dishonest and begging for money. Suck a dog off. Wanting justice. He is not a real person. He is not genuine. He is not honest. He's a scammer. I just see a scammer.
Right.
Holy shit, Phil. The detractors.
They were right.
Holy shit, Phil. Your detractors.
They were right.
That's what I'm talking about. Holy shit, Phil.
I just see a scammer. Begging.
Like, we totally fucked him.
Alright, I'm done.
That's why he's the GOAT!
I understand everything now. I know why there's this hate wave on him, and it's been on him for years. It's because of this bullshit. American Mall.
I need banana.